So, oh, what? Why is there a delay? There is a delay in my own microphone. What? And the audio is kind of screwy. Whoa. Just whap. That was disastrous. Why am I fixing the sofa? Raise the sofa. Does my voice usually sound like this? Or is it the microphone that is really kind of screwy? Because I'm trying to do something different. I managed to discover how the monitor function on OBS worked. Because usually how I went to do is I just went to the string and checked how the audio on string was. Like I just mute general audio on maybe that's why I'm getting so lost. I just mute general audio on OBS for me. Mute the audio on OBS for me so that I wouldn't hear. How do I know? What the fuck? Got them. All right. Mute audio desktop on OBS for me so that I wouldn't have a loop on stream. And then turn on stream audio just to hear how the audio is going on stream. And then just evaluate audio from there. But right now I'm using the monitor function because I was able to make it work. And the microphone audio sounds a little bit odd on my ears. Not only there's like a delay of a few seconds on the audio, but like it sounds skinny. Maybe it's because there is that gain that I added a few streams ago. What if I mute? Let me remove the monitor real quick. Remove the monitor. Yes. Okay. And then go on stream. See how the audio is on stream. Take off the earbuds. Yeah, on stream the audio is a lot better. These earbuds make my audio sound canned. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I mean, the volume is the same as I expected it to be, so I'm gonna use it to calibrate with game audio. But on stream, the audio sounds kinda canny. And the drawback of using the stream audio is that there is a 5 second? Almost 10 seconds actually. Almost 10-second delay between what I say and what I hear on stream. So it's kind of difficult to calibrate. And also if I just play the audio, that is gonna be like if I just play desktop audio, there's gonna be a loop. So yeah, okay. Good to know that it is my earbuds that are making microphone audio sound kinda offish. I'm just punching stuff right now. Let's go to the game. Let's just go straight to the game. Game scene. Let me get the calibration on them. Then we'll go back to starting soon. God damn it. Monitor not but, monitor not but, monitor not but. Oh, now that there is no delay. What the fuck? Now the audio plays when I talk. That is still canny. It's still canny. But the audio plays when I talk. So like, oh, screw you, OBS. I'm trying to make it work, but you're not allowing me to make it work. Alright. I can even hear the the keyboard. Alright, games, SP. I have a monitor. I wish, because I have a monitor and yeah, I didn't. What if no, this is not gonna work. Because I have a monitor and yeah, I'm hearing the game audio like not double. It just I can make a difference. I can see the difference. Okay, I'm gonna say a few things for 10 seconds, then I'm gonna mute desktop audio and check on stream. I'm gonna say a few things for 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna mute desktop audio and check on stream. Go to... Ah, you closed the stream now! God damn it. I'm gonna trust. I didn't check any configurations. I am going to trust that everything is exactly as it should be. Let me remove monitor so I don't confuse myself. There we go. Microphone a little bit up and away from the keyboard so I can move my hands. Take the earbuds off. Take the earbuds off. Get out of here. I got some coffee, strong coffee, because I need to wake up early tomorrow. So I need some good bursts of energy for the next 3 hours. But after these 3 hours, I need to shut down. So some good bad quality coffee to make it work. In any case, let me vibe a little bit. Ending of chapter 4. And by that I mean the class trial, not investigation, of chapter 4. The death of Haru, the ultimate pilot. I forgot his full name. I did say last stream that I had like a theory of who could have killed Haru, and now I have no idea. Now I think I have no idea. Nah, it's just me pointing fingers. But I have like, there is 2 clues that I still don't have. One is Kurokawa that had something to tell me, but she decided like, oh, we're just gonna tell in the class trial because I'm like that. And the other one is the merchant, who knows a trick for one of the guns, because apparently one of the guns explodes in your hands if you try to trigger it. And he knows the trick behind the explosion, he knows why, but he freaked out. And I thought I would be able to talk to him to ask it, but the class trial just began, so... You know, let's get to it. Here we are. The music is picking up by itself. I did not mess with the music. Oh. I have to go back to the voices. Nasal. What do you want? Don't worry about me. I'm not crying. You are crying. Let's move. Kabazing. And that's about it. This case. No, you don't have to think so complicated. Alright? Don't have to think so complicated. We finally escaped from the ballroom to the death of Kobashikawa-kun and escaped. The risk of being hungry to death. I am not happy at all. We could only survive by someone's sacrifice. It's the same for the class trials. At the expense of one criminal is a system where everyone lives. I'm so sad that I have to do this again. You. Tell me what I need to know, goddammit. Alright. Then I'll open the door. Let's go. 1 second, I forgot. Get rid of my nose issues. A coward. I like seeing it on time. Aw. Speaking of live streams, the audio on. The audio is on, okay. Good to know. At first, I thought that this elevator was so narrow that it felt full, but now it's so wide. I looked at the 6 others than me. In heavy silence, one by one. Kinjo is now in complete trial mode. In this state, Kinjo does a 180-degree change. He only uses his head to react to the events, before his eyes. But it is because of our mood that it looks like there is an anxious expression somewhere. Yaranami, who was not lost her bright appearance at any time, she was still unable to escape from the shock of losing Haru. She wasn't the same Satsuki anymore, and her shaggy appearance made even the beholder's heart ache. Kurokawa was always the same, she just stayed consistent with silence, and I couldn't even tell what she was thinking. Taira looked very tired. She doesn't want to lose any more friends, and she doesn't want to go to the class trial anymore. That kind of heart seems to linger on her face. Teruya was restless. After the incident, I may feel that Teruya's behavior is strange, but if you think about it, Teruya was like this at every trial, so it's not unusual. Mekaru wasn't saying that she watched us struggle as usual, but she was thinking of something unfamiliar to Mekaru. Like something unexpected even for her. Is there anything that would get us stuck in this case? Different thoughts and different beliefs cross between each other. Sorry for the mouse. At the point where there are only 7 people left, we are thinking differently, but we have to overcome this. A hell-like 4th class trial. The elevator stops. As if we had made an appointment, we step at the same time without a special signal. Towards a very familiar courtroom. Which color is it? Ah, it is yellow. Recover. You are here! I was waiting! How are you guys? It's been a long time, hasn't it? You met with us right after the murder happened a while ago, though. Nah, I mean, meeting me as a judge. Well, it's been more than a week since the last trial. Instead of that, this presiding judge is more stylish than usual. Don't be useless, start the damn thing already. Shocked. Well, I'm always neglected, but this time it's getting more thorns. Don't you think so, Maida-kun? I don't care. Start as Mekaru said already. Even Maida-kun is rude to me. This could be a sign to represent your heartache. They are not stylish you want. Now, shall we start right away? To uncover the truth of the prolonged stay in the ballroom incident for more than a week, we have the all-exciting, heart-pounding class trial. The only thing that's the same as usual is Monokuma. Each one of us were in serious modes, unlike usual. The tense in this trial, the feeling of losing a dear friend to us. The reasons were different, but in the end we came here for the class trial. Now, all that remains is to find a culprit by confronting all the clues, testimonies, and tester wits that we have. Sure. Haruhiko. Our relationship with him was finally bonding us together in the middle. He was like a licorice in a drugstore. Whatever you say. With Satsuki, he always showed his bright sides, and at the same time his love for his friend was twice as deep as anyone else's. As a result, thanks to his death, we are able to eat and survive, but Haruhiko couldn't eat anymore. It was an unavoidable choice to live, but as a result, there's a culprit that killed Haruhiko. If we don't find them, we'll all die in the end. The atmosphere of the court is filled with silence. Our trial finally begins. A life-threatening discussion. Okay. The lie, death and betrayal. Life-threatening conclusion, life-threatening defense, threatening trust. Life-threatening fast trial. Alright. Okay. Enough's enough. Excuse me. Truth bullets. No, save the game. Now truth bullets. Monokuma File 4. The victim is Haruhiko Kobashikawa. The estimated time of death is about 6 AM. The body was found at the arsenal. The cause of death is excessive bleeding due to a gunshot wound to the right chest. In addition, the index finger and middle finger of his right hand were ruptured and broken. Gunshot chest wound. A gunshot wound at the body chest. It is also read in the Monokuma file, but it appears to be the direct cause of death. Unlike so far, it is the first murder that was occurred with a weapon for murder called a gun. So I can only get a sense of how to deal with these things. Furthermore, there are so many weapons in the arsenal and all of them are scattered. It won't be easy to find which one did it. Ruptured right hands. The corpse's right hand was in terrifying, miserable state. The flesh was tattered and a little discolored, while the index and middle fingers were completely cut off and went missing. What method was used to destroy a hand in such a horrifying way, and was there any reason to destroy someone's hand like this? Scattered guns. The guns on display in the arsenal were randomly scattered, so it was impossible to find out the direct murder weapon that hit Haruhiko. It's possible that the culprit deliberately destroyed the gun. Unnatural bloodstains. The bloodstain that Haruhiko shed was a little strange. As if he was wandering through the arsenal, blood was smeared everywhere like a path. Was the killer dragging his corpse around? Anyways, there must be a reason for the blood to be left in this state. Yeah. Like the best description, it was like Haruhiko was dancing. Or the killer was dancing with Haruhiko. Like, was blood everywhere. It wasn't like a path, it was just blood everywhere. It was odd. Severed fingers. It's Haruhiko's severed fingers. However, seeing that the location of his fingers are quite far from his body, I should also consider the possibility that Haruhiko was moved from his original position when he was killed. Destroyed gun. This gun was completely destroyed. The gun was also smeared with blood, shattered and fragmented. One interesting thing is that it was a loaded gun. How was it destroyed like this? I should also consider the possibility that this was the murder weapon that killed Haruhiko. It cannot be ruled out given the bullets in it. Flash and smoke grenades. These were located near the entrance of the arsenal. I recall the fact when we opened the door to the arsenal at first, it seems the criminal manipulated 2 grenades to detonate when the door was opened. Excuse me. That's the case, what's the reason? There's a possibility that the culprits in the arsenal escaped as they crossed us through the flashbang and smoke. Wood plank. This wood plank is broken and it was stuck in the doorknob at the arsenal. When I opened the door with Teria, we heard a sound of something crack from the inside while pushing, which it seems it was the origin of the sound. The purpose was to make the door hard to open, and at the same time put the flash and smoke grenades on the music. Okay. On the top of it, so when we open the door they would fall. Right? Sure. Corner gun is a pistol that doesn't look much different from the pistols who was destroyed. Sometimes I call it a pistol, I don't know why. A pistol. One strange thing is that it was alone in the corner, as if someone hit it. Does it mean something, or is it just that the killer disposed of it while messing with their gun? Teruya's behavior. Touching a gun alone in the corner of the arsenal, Teruya showed a strange disapproval. He kept telling me to keep my hands off the gun, because it could trigger on its own. I don't know what was he talking about, but when I questioned him, he panicked and left the arsenal. Does Teruya know something? Ladder in the room. After borrowing a key from Haruhiko's body and checking his room, he found an unknown ladder on the floor. The contents of the ladder is as follows. To Haruhiko, I have something to tell you. If you read this, why don't you come to the arsenal? I'll not try to kill you. I hope you believe in me. I'll wait. Mikako's testimony. The room that Mikako used was the room right next to the arsenal. According to her, she heard a few people entering the arsenal during the dawn hours. She didn't say any details, but Mikako might know our alibis during dawn. Tsurugi's testimony. According to Kinjo, the gunshot that caused Haruhiko's death would not have been an instant death. The bullet didn't get stuck and went through the body. So the impact was small, and they may have been able to move even a little. However, he said he probably died not long after his chest was blown. Right, there was kind of like an explanation that he gave. Like the difference between a bullet traversing the body and a bullet staying inside the body. Like my excuse was just like, oh, a bullet stays inside the body and start causing poisoning because of the material the bullet is made. But like he just went straight for the sharpnel. Like the bullet hits something inside the body, like a bone, or your own clothing, or it just doesn't go through, or the bullet just explodes. And then there's shrapnel everywhere, depending on the kind of bullet as well, if it is a hollow point. But yeah, if a bullet stays inside the body, it causes more damage because of the general shockwave. And if the bullet explodes, you have like pieces of metal lodged everywhere. Like tiny little knives. And if the bullet goes through, you just have a hole. A very leaky hole, but a hole. He didn't say anything about it being point blank. If that was the case, the marks straight on the body, because of the muzzle. But there wasn't any, so whatever. It wasn't point blank. Or at least it had some distance. I already saved the game. Let's go. First, let's start with a brief explanation. Okay, this always happens. You point out the blackened, only they will be punished, but in case you point out the wrong person, they'll punish everyone else except the blackened, and the one who deceived everyone else can proudly leave the school. This is made by Zephy. Please give a heartfelt support to the videos. Subscribe to stay in touch with his story. It finally started, the 4th class trial. One of us is the culprit that killed Haruhiko. We must find the culprit at all costs. Now then, please begin your discussion. Guys? Right, yeah, shall we start discussing? Okay, we have to work hard, so, what do we start with? What's this stuffy, awkward mood? Well, it's not unreasonable, because of conflict which you just speak. First, I think each of you will have a lot of things to say before the trial, but the feelings that you're feeling will be different. But now let's focus on the trial in front of you, aside from everything else. Just like we did before so far, haven't we? Kinjo. As Kinjo said, now is the trial. Let's swallow what we want to say to each other for a moment, because survival is a priority now. Ha! You don't take that for granted, do you? Let's get started already. Then let's begin. Once you get the case sorted out, let's organize the series of events in chronological order based on what each other knows. Hey, wait a minute. Before that, I have something to say, just for a minute, please. What is it, Hironami? I'm the killer. But that was quick. Huh? Satsuki-chan? What did you say just now? I said I'm the killer. I'm the culprit who killed Haruhiko Kobashikawa. Don't play around, Hironami. Why are you saying all of a sudden? It's not a joke. Are you serious? Don't make me laugh. Do you think that if you can claim to be the criminal without physical evidence or logic, you become the culprit? But I really killed Haruhiko. It can't be. Stop making bad jokes, Satsuki-chan. You should explain one step at a time. If we listen and we are convinced, then we can really believe that you're the culprit. Suddenly, what is all this? Just as the trial begins, she says she's the culprit. If it were a normal culprit, they would never confess. But would Satsuki really be the culprit? Before making any judgments, let's first listen to Satsuki's story. Okay, non-stop debate, don't need to listen to this, proceed. I think there's a cat meowing outside. There was. Why are you claiming to be the culprit? Is here a reason? But down Kabazin called me. I followed Kabazin. We went to the arsenal. And then, all by myself, he pointed a gun at me. I just shot him in self-defense. It can't be. No, that's wrong. The letter wasn't in your room. It was in Haru's room. If Satsuki really is the culprit, it means that the victim, Haruhiko himself, called the culprit. But is that a little weird? Haruhiko was actually the one who was called that clue. That clue proves it. Yeah. Oh, what, got a coin. What? Why did I get a coin? Wait, Satsuki, Haruhiko called you, isn't that odd? It's weird. The victim Haruhiko called you, the culprit. That can't be. Rather, the victim Haruhiko was called by the culprits who went to the arsenal. If I were the culprit, you would know. Are you saying he was called by the killer? That's... I don't know. That's ridiculous. The letter that was put in Haruhiko's room is what he was talking about. The contents are like this. To Haruhiko, I have something to tell you. If you read this, why don't you come to the arsenal? I'm not trying to kill you. I hope you believe me. I'll wait. Well, if the contents of that letter are true, it makes no sense that Kobashi-kun called Satsuki-chan and took her to the arsenal, right? It would be the opposite. That's right, but Satsuki said that she doesn't know much about this letter. The killer doesn't know the letters they sent. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. What if it was a manipulation? Yuki and Tsurugi wrote that letter that I didn't know and you're manipulating things now. Don't be a thickhead. Obviously this evidence came from Haruhiko's room. So Iranami is not a culprit? Wrong! I really mean it, I'm the real culprit. Just looking at the current evidence, to say that Sasuke is the culprit is hard to tell, but I want to make things a little more clear. By the way, the text is cut on the corner for me as well. It is not my odd little trimming that I do in order to fit my little overlay. The text is cut. So let's ask about it. Haruhiko's other wounds, whose source is unknown to the evidence, that only the culprits, only they must know. Haruhiko's other wounds, the hands? Satsuki, if you're really the culprit, there is one thing I want you to tell me. This isn't like the letter, but a different clue to Haruhiko's body. So if you're the culprit, it's a clue that you must know. What's that? Haruhiko's right hand. You recall, his right hand was completely shattered. It's hard to say that this was a gunshot wound. You're the culprit, can you tell me the true nature of these wounds? I don't know. Why did his hand become that way? You don't have to talk anymore. You're not a culprit. Wait a second, I'm telling the truth. Why are you still claiming to be the killer? If it's real, even if Iranami is the culprit, you only get executed. I don't know what you're thinking, but this is not a joke. If Iranami unnecessarily confuses our reasoning and chooses the wrong killer, we would all die. Maybe. That might have been the purpose. What? She was close to Haruhiko Kobashikawa, who died this time, right? Apparently, it looks like she was in a severe shock, unlike the usual one who always talks at random. Without shocking minds, you are trying to make us follow Haruhiko Kobashikawa's fate. Isn't that right? That was it? Absolutely not. Of course, I'm really sad that Haru died, but I'm very much sane. Stop it, Hiranami. We haven't even started a proper discussion yet. If the discussion goes on, the killer will be naturally revealed. If you are really the killer, you don't have to rush things. You're out there not okay. Sasuke-chan. Alright then. Let's discuss about it. Has been roughly organized. You wasted my time with useless things. So let's start from the beginning again. When the case started to happen. Hold on a minute. Is it okay to wait 1 minute before that? In this case, can we assume that Hiranami isn't completely the culprit? No, not necessarily. If Hiranami is really the culprit, there is still a possibility there. That's it? We haven't started any reasoning yet. First, there's a possibility for what happened a little while ago, but maybe there's something up. In that way, they were excluding themselves from the suspect line. That had to be calculated, but within Hiranami's mind it would be impossible to tell. Hey, you're treating me as a fool right now. I don't think it was on purpose. Quiet. What the screen just says, that's summarized and floating out the case. Oh, right. Where can we start from the evening before the incident happens? From the evening? Oh, that was when Maida-kun, Kobashikawa-kun, Notori-kun, and Sasuke-chan, Mikako-chan, and me. 6 people gathered at the restaurant. Maida-kun called us, and at the time we were at the limit of our hunger, and we all thought to come together and meet each other in the thoughts that we should somehow unfold a hard policy. At that time, Teruya suggested. I'll tell you, I wasn't really sane back then. That's what happened. It was my fault for being immature. What's this? I didn't even see your faces the day before the murder took place. I don't know this, so explain exactly what's going on. Teruya gave us a pen and paper to nominate one victim and one culprit. He asked for one person to vote. Since Monokuma banned suicide, it was a plan to set up the case at the expense of 2 people. That was really crazy. I'm so sorry. It's alright. It's all over now. Lamas agreed to this plan too. It looks like the part I saw from there. I broke into the restaurant because the absurd plan was about to be implemented. Yeah, Kinjo came in and handed out guns to each of us. To commit suicide. What? Oh no. Nothing at all, keep going. Well, that's when we started to fight back at Kinjo. And then we were lucky, you were lucky, and after catching and was judged to be dangerous. You were lucky because he was going to punch you and knock you out, and he tripped on the carpet. He tripped on the carpet, fell flat on his face, and the gun went flying to Narnia and back. In any case, he couldn't move anymore. Oh my, sorry. I am so uneducated today. Continue, so? The problem starts after this. Thanks to Kinjo, the plan was halted, but there was no progress for the day. We locked Kinjo in the room and then went back to each room. Between this morning, Haruhiko died. I couldn't sleep all night, so I was staying with my eyes open. But I heard something outside in the morning, so I went out, and Maida was asking for help, saying that the door was not opening. And when you somehow opened the door, he found the body. I was thinking what happened on the last stream when I actually found the body. I just went to the arsenal. I didn't go to the arsenal, I just went to the right, because it is my usual instinct. Being like, oh, I gotta re-explore this whole place, like... Come on, every free time, the first thing I do is go to the right and do a full... fucking... a full loop in front of every single door room, because my mind just like, oh, we start exploring, go to the right, follow the wall on the right. It's like, it was just my natural instinct to go to the front of the arsenal. I could have gone left and I don't know what would have happened, maybe nothing. Also, I just noticed the ultimate priest has a cross on his side. He's only one like that. And then you somehow found the door. And when you somehow opened the door, you found the body? Yeah, that's right. This case is missing our eyes between the down hours, and there is not much evidence, so we have no choice but to share information we know with each other. First, a few alibis can be established just by hearing about this. Alibis? Yes, so then let's dig into the alibis one by one, alright? It would be Kurokawa's testimony. First off, it won't be a problem if I excluded myself from the suspect list if I was tied up, right? Certainly, an idea where Kinja commits the crime does seem possible. I have an alibi too, mine than me. We were together when the BDA happened. If so, the only ones who can be suspected as criminals are Mekaru, Taira, Hiranami, Kurokawa. It's those 4 people. I really don't have an alibi, but it's not me. Satsuki is the killer. You shut up already. Stop causing trouble. If only there was more information that would check our alibis at dawn. There we go. Oing! Free money. Free for the taking. Just flying right in my face. Kinja, wait. Come to think of it, I think there was someone who knows the alibis during down in detail. And maybe I shouldn't drink coffee. I am replacing Satsuki today. Who is it? During the investigation, Kurokawa, she clearly testified to me that she had seen who went to the arsenal in the morning. Right, Kurokawa? Yes. What? If that's true, the culprit has already been revealed, right? You're noisy. Be quiet. Hey, dark circles. So, who did you see? Kurokawa's room was right next to the arsenal, so she heard the arsenal's door opening and closing. Of course, the arsenal is soundproofed, so she didn't hear the sounds from the inside. I don't think hearing only the sounds is enough to be a direct witness testimony. No. I saw people passing by in front of my door. What? No way you've been watching the hallway in the morning. Is that what you mean? Not. But then, still, it would have been difficult to stay sane in hunger, but watching the hallway all night without sleep is... However, that worked nicely in reverse. The culprit couldn't have thought that there must have been someone in the midst watching the corridor. That was a great achievement, Kurokawa. So then who passed by? Well, I don't know the time. The exact time is unknown, but it was in this order. First was Haruhiko and Satsuki. From left to right, the arsenal didn't open this time. A little later, Satsuki went from right to left. She was alone at this time. A little after, Hiranami passed. Teruya went from left to right. A little later again, I heard the sound of the arsenal door. The Teruya went from right to left. And after a while, Haruhiko goes from right to left. Soon after, Haruhiko and Satsuki are together again. Wait a minute, wait a minute. That, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what's left to right to left. Could you tell us a little more clearly? You're the only one that doesn't understand something so simple, aren't you? I also didn't get it. Don't cut the floor for no reason. Focus and listen. Don't be like that. I'm a little confused too. I mean, I understand, like, she's speaking right to left, as in, like, on her perspective. She's looking to the door. In front of the door is the corridor. So if she's looking to the door and the other side of the door is the corridor, on her perspective, the arsenal is to the right. So if she say right to left, means that Haruhiko came to get Satsuki, or Satsuki came to get Haruhiko. I didn't even find where Teruyu's room was. I don't know what his number was. I don't know. Well, let's listen to Kurokawa's story until the end and reorganize it in an easy to understand manner. Kurokawa, is that everything? My microphone is a little bit far away. Let's like that for a while. Do we have a layout? Do you have a drawing? Do you have a schematics? Indeed. As I said, you can assume that the killer was already revealed themselves. At the time of the investigation, I didn't know this because Kurokawa didn't tell me properly, but this is definitely a tremendous amount of information. Hey, I want to enjoy the discussion too, but can you tell us a little bit more easily? Oh, sorry Tyra, I'll organize it so it's easy to understand. But before that, there's something I want to check again. The location of the room each of us was using. If we know this, I think we can properly organize Kurokawa's information. Well, that's certainly something I want to do, and I need to move on. From what I roughly sketched with each other during the investigation. That is horrid. Everyone remembers the structure of the corridor behind the ballroom, where the rooms was listed, right? As you will know, if you did a little closer examination, there was a small tag on the door of each room. And according to the tag, the rooms are distributed in this manner. Monokuma randomly gave us a key for each room, and from what I've investigated. Okay. While they are in the dress pictures. But sure. This is probably how each of us were located in each room. Then we reconsider Kurokawa's testimony after arranging the distribution of each room using each person in this way. You can see that a few suspects are eliminated. Well, I mean, I didn't understand Mikako's words at all. That's your own fault. I'm going to blow up valuable discussion time for someone like you. Kinjo, that's too far. It's important for one person to know about the case, right? I'll rearrange it and explain to Tyra. Do what you like, preferably as quickly as possible. Kinjo-kun, you still don't seem to forgive me. Tyra, so to summarize Kurokawa's words simply, I'm gonna use my notebook. Hold on. I should use my notebook for this. My own sketchbook, or however you wanna call it. Pen and paper. What the fuck is a pen? What is, oh, no. Oh, no, it is it. It's dark in here. What's the fact that Kurokawa watched the hallway all morning? Tyra, you heard it earlier, right? And based on what Kinjo summarized, Kurokawa's room was 8. So put it like this. I'm gonna make it simpler. This thing here is the door to the arsenal. This thing here is Kurokawa's room. I'm gonna put an 8 on it. Alright. It's the room on the right side of the arsenal. When you go straight from the entrance to the arsenal to the corridor. Okay. as Kurokawa explained a little while ago. What she said was from left to right and from right to left was based on the direction she was facing. She facing the corridor in Kurokawa's room. Here, I'll make it more easy to understand with pictures. In the order that Kurokawa saw it, Haruhiko and Satsuki were the first people that passed by in front of the door at this time. H and S to the right, to the left. She said there was no sound of the arsenal door opening at this time. X for the door. So I think it's just the two of them passing by. And a little later, she said that Satsuki passed by alone in the opposite direction. Then S to this side. Shortly after this, she said that Teruya passed by. T that way, and at this time she could hear the sound of the arsenal door opening. A little V for the door. This probably means that Teruya went to the arsenal. After a while, the sound of the arsenal door opening was heard again, and then Teruya passed to the opposite direction. Then it's to the opposite. It was V for the door, and then to the side went Teruya. Okay. Soon after, Haruhiko passed by the same direction again. Wait, what? Then Haruhiko... Oh no, that's right, his room's on that side. Haruhiko went that way. After this, Haruhiko and Satsuki went from left to right again. Then to the sides, then Haruhiko and Satsuki. And at this time, the door to the arsenal was opened. Someone went to the arsenal. Yes, to the door. After that, there was no movement for a while, and after a little time passed, Satsuki passed by with the sound of the arsenal door opening. Yes, to the door. Satsuki passed. These are all the movements Kurokawa saw and heard during the morning. After this, well, she heard the ruckus of the arsenal door next. That was probably the sound of me trying to open the door. Yes, for door. Yuki, trying to get in. Teruya, who passed by, heard the ruckus I made. Teruya came by. Then I opened the door with Teruya's help during this time. That's the summary of what Kurokawa heard and saw, roughly like this. Do you understand? Okay. A few lines of movement. I mean, if this all points out to be true, Satsuki did kill Haruhiko, but what was Teruya doing? Wow, it might have can explain it to me. I understood it all at once, thanks. Really? But wait, if we look from the current events of each step... Yeah, there is one suspicious person, you see it clearly. I can't guarantee 100% of what Kurokawa heard and saw was everything that happened at dawn, but with the information obtained, till now has resulted in one influential suspect of this case. That person is Satsuki. No, I don't think alright. The only one who could have done this was Teruya. As you see fit, game. Teruya is the only one who fits to be the main suspect of this case. Me? Haruhiko was the victim, so he couldn't help it. The fact that Satsuki was close to Haruhiko makes me understand why she was there. But why did Teruya move around like that so early in the morning? Oh, that was, what was it again? Oh, right, I was investigating, yeah. Everyone was in a panic, so I wanted to find clues to get out even for a little bit. Just a few hours ago, we were trying to pick two victims. The guy who was despairing and doing investigation was thinking of all those things. Doesn't that sound a little weird? That was all there was to it. The way it fixed my mind. People can change their mind easily, you know. Even if it is true that you did an investigation, if you think about it based on Kurokawa's testimony, you were only in the arsenal. What kind of investigation did you do in the arsenal? No, I never went into the arsenal. Otori-kun, please stop the pretense and explain properly. What the hell did you do in the arsenal? I never went into the arsenal. Teruya? Why does it have to be only me? I did nothing wrong. If you look at it, Sasuke also went around at dawn. Why am I only suspicious? Yeah, I'm the culprit. Are you still saying that? I told you to be quiet. Certainly, Hiranami is well under enough suspicion. However, she says she didn't know the identity of the letter, nor did she know about Haru's hands. So that's it then. You're just gonna take her off on the list just cause she doesn't know? That's our long shot. I didn't know anything about a letter or the right hand either. Don't be mistaken, Teruya. You don't say that Hiranami is the culprit and you don't know about these clues. While Hiranami claims to be the culprit, but she doesn't recognize these clues, are entirely different matters. Then what about Maeda? When I saw him this morning, he was trying to get into the arsenal, so Maeda is also suspicious. Did that just happen? Yes, I won't deny that Maeda is as suspect as you claim. He had been in and out of the arsenal the previous day, and even this morning. He had the strange idea of going to the arsenal again. That was my own gamer mind making me do the same foolish cycle going to the fucking right. Yuki Maeda is the ultimate gamer, shut up. But this and that is a separate matter. As a result, Maeda failed to enter the arsenal this morning. There was no testimony of Kurokawa witnessing in the morning, so this is not suitable for committing a crime. Oh, well, anyways me, I don't know about that. I'm exactly trying to protect him, but relying only on Dark Circle's testimony has a slightly loose time frame. I'm going to ignore it to not make me go nuts and move on already. I know that. It's about the structure of the ballroom, right? The structure? Think about it. Even if Kurokawa watched the hallway all night, it's all about looking inside of the room and hearing the arsenal door. But if you look at the structure of the ballroom, you can easily enter the arsenal without passing by Kurokawa's door. Yeah, it's a circle. Because we're all at the ballroom for a week, I think everyone should know, but the arsenal is structured around the dance hall at 360 degrees. In other words, if you go back to the other side, you can enter the arsenal without being noticed by Kurokawa. Moreover, in the case of Maeda, Kurokawa does not stand out even if he does not use this method and go straight into the arsenal from his own room, since he was in the opposite side of Kurokawa's room in the first place. You need that too. See, Maeda is the culprit after all. But that is something you shouldn't overlook. Even if you use some method to enter the arsenal without showing your appearance to Kurokawa, there's still the sound of the door opening and closing that can only be heard by Kurokawa. But in Mikaku-chan's testimony, the sound of the arsenal opening and closing was always heard before and after someone passed her door. That's right. After all, the person who walked in and out of the arsenal at dawn, I can't think of anything other than these three people who showed up in the testimony: Haruhiko, Satsuki, and Teruya. That's all lies. Soteria, you went into the arsenal, and I want to hear your reason to make sure. If you're really innocent, there is no reason to be in a panic, right? Then I'm really innocent. Really, I just went to the arsenal I just went in for a minute. I don't think there will be an end if this goes on like this. What is Teria so afraid of? I'm not sure, he doesn't want to say anything. Because, well, I'm not certain, but I have to show more convincing evidence that he has no choice but to speak his own words. Come to think of it, there seems to be one suspicious thing about Teria during the investigation. What was it? It was when investigating something in the arsenal. Let's recall the moments. Spot selection. Okay. I thought it would be the Hangman's Gambit in Korean again. I'm glad it's this. Spot selection. It was while I was investigating. Whoa, this is fast. The gun in the corner. Corner gun. Shoot the gun. Come to think of it, Teria. Didn't you say something strange to me when I was investigating? What? Something strange? I don't know. I found a gun that was dropped in a corner, and when I checked it to investigate, suddenly you came and told me not to touch it, because it'll blow up. What do you mean by that? That was in more detail. There was a gun in the corner of the arsenal that was hard to see. I tried to investigate why was it in a corner like that. Suddenly, Teria, who was nearby, ran up and told me not to touch it because it would blow up if I shot. Maybe he thought I was going to use the gun. If you shot, it will blow up. What are you talking about? No, before answering the question, how did he know about that? Maida, the gun. Did you properly investigate it? Huh? I did examine it roughly, but it was a normal gun with nothing special. I thought it was equipped with a bomb or something, because I thought it was going to explode. Probably it's not like that. Hey Monokuma. Did you call me? I was enjoying this, what's up? I require you to submit evidence. Bring the gun to my dimensions. What? Where are you? Why am I being ordered? Submit evidence. Is that possible? Isn't this what you've been doing since chapter 1? Submitting evidence. It is part of the debate of the class trial. There is no problem about the rules. You, the judge, have no right to deny it. And that's correct. There is no profit to reject it. Besides, if it is part of the discussion, what's the point? Gee, I really don't like that attitude. How can you be so cheeky? Shut up and get it already. Actually, I thought it was going to happen, and I brought it from the beginning. Now, here you go. How is it? This is it. It's a bullet. A bullet? It was loaded. It's not a simple bullet. It's a bullet for shotguns and medium-sized rifles. It backfires. Bullets that do not meet this standard were forcibly loaded into this gun. If a bullet triggered with one of these, a bullet that doesn't fit into the magazine, it enters the chamber and blocks the muzzle. Now, of course, no bullet shell comes out. The pressure from the gunpowder has disappeared from where it's supposed to go. Instead, it goes spreading all over the gun itself. It will end up being shattered. Wait a minute, but then why did Teria-kun know about this? Why? I see now. What you did in the arsenal. Motori-kun, did you change the bullets on purpose? For what reason? You get in that state. If you hold it with a human hand and fire it, your hands will never be safe. When I listened to those words just now, I see a very similar wound I remember in my mind. Yes, the source is clear. Haruhiko's right hand. I understand now. Haruhiko was hit by the explosion of the pistol that Kinjo was holding right now. That evidence was also in the arsenal. That proof is the destroyed gun. Where is it? The fingers. Yubi. Yeah, that's right. It was in the arsenal. The fragments of a gun filled with blood, which appears to have been burst from the inside. Yeah, I saw it too. Haruhiko fired a gun wrongly loaded, just like this gun. And the gun he was holding exploded, and his hand ended up being ruptured. Then Otori-kun did this to Kobashikawa-kun. Wait a minute, I'm sure this gun is the one I touched, but I don't know about the other destroyed gun. Oh, you admit it. The fact that he touched the gun. No. Of course, the music stopped again. Hold on. Ah! Of course, there are two guns with misloaded bullets. It's a little weird, but I'm certain, Teruya, you've definitely did something. Is that really it? I think if we pry a little more, you end up confessing something. Ugh. Don't treat people as criminals without solid evidence. Even if I put my hands on the gun, it can be proof that I'm a killer. So I don't know anything. Give me the proof, evidence. Can't be denied that Teruya is the most powerful suspect right now, but is there any more solid evidence? If you keep discussing, you might see something you haven't considered before. Bullet scan, okay. No, fine. Wait, no. Oh, that's fine. I actually forgot the comments. Let me put this notebook to the side for now. Get my nose medicine on the shelf. Stay there. Insert long explanation of bullet scan. Wait. You forgot something. Remember that there is only one true scan bullet. If you scan the wrong one, you won't be able to record it. You forgot something. Get your crap from the floor. 1,4. I don't know anything. It's already been revealed. Stop lying and tell the truth. You went to the arsenal. You deliberately loaded the gun wrongly so that the bullets would explode. But only doing that doesn't mean I'm the culprit, does it? Of course you loaded a gun. You can say it doesn't make you the culprit, but the killer loaded the bullets on purpose. I'm certain of this. That's far-fetched. I'm not a killer because I did that one thing. You're treating me as a culprit. You knew the gun was going to explode. What more evidence you want to see? Otori-kun, how could you? Oh, come on. I should have noticed. The moment your pen and paper. You murdered. It is certain that Teruya went into the arsenal at dawn, secretly manipulated a gun. But is that really all there is? Did they sneak at dawn just to do that one action? Let's think about it. If we listen to everyone's statement, we'll be able to uncover another track of Teruya's deeds. He's the only one who had pen and paper. And he wasn't playing D&D. Because I did that one thing. Okay, the pen and paper. Pen and... Oh, that's fast, jeez. That's, Mecha skill. Oh, that's very fast. That's not fast, that's instant. Before it took like, what, 5 seconds? Just standing still? Oh yeah, and I don't lose my star points doing that. Then I shoot. and get my money. That's it, the pen and paper. What? After listening to Daido's words, I thought about it. At the beginning of the trial, you guys remember the letter that you said when you were blaming Satsuki? I've been thinking it's been weird all this time. How did the culprit write this letter? We should have lost our belongings at the same time we were in the ballroom. Hearing that, yeah, how did... Oh. Yes, exactly as Maeda says. Perhaps the night before the murder, there was someone who secretly handed out a piece of paper. And that had been secretly showing a paper to ask someone to choose 2 victims. It's obvious that at this point that Teruya clearly said that at the time, the extra paper and pen were not removed from his clothes. That means Teruya is the only one of us who has a paper and pen in their belongings. Don't joke around. You could have accidentally found another piece of paper and wrote on it. Oh, is that so? So we check it then. Monokuma, bring that letter. I knew that would happen, so I brought it in advance. Here. Now, without that guy making a commotion, let's read it. This must be... it's the same paper Teruya has. Then Otori-kun was the one who sent that letter to Kobashikawa-kun's room. Wait a minute, you're forcing me. I handed out a bunch of papers to you guys. Soon after that, even when Kinjo made a fuss, he might have gotten one in the massive confusion. If it's only paper, it might be possible. But what about your side? Teruya said it with his own words. There's only one pen. No matter how much paper you had, you cannot write a letter without a pen. The pen was also in the confusion. Oh, then that means you don't have the pen right now, because you said that you only have one. If you look at your belongings and the party clothes you wore, you won't have any complaints, right? That's not allowed. Why not? Is there something we shouldn't see? It's decided then. You can't refute it anymore. He wrote a letter by calling out Haruhiko and misloading a bullet to let his hand be ruptured. All of this, that's what you did, Teruya. But he didn't shoot Haruhiko. Really? You, Otori-kun? Why? Why'd you do that? Why'd you kill Kobashikawa-kun? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, all you said was right. After all, you couldn't stand the hunger too. What else could someone do otherwise? Actually, there was a reason that I was aiming at Haruhiko, and there was a reason for when we fought each day. It was all because of hunger. Otori-kun. So what? Were you hoping for sympathy? Either way, you planned the murder and executed it. No, I have nothing to say. I don't want to make more excuses on his own Haruhiko anymore. I'm going to die anyways. Wait, there is one thing I'm curious about. Why did you go to the arsenal before the victim, work with the gun, write a letter to Colin, then go back again to the arsenal? My plans was to originally summon Haruhiko and then see him go into the arsenal, and I would go with him. As if it had nothing to do with a criminal, Haruhiko and I were supposed to fight, and then provoke him and letting him shoot me with the gun I prepared. Once that happens, his hand would fly away without knowing anything, and so he would die. In the past, I followed my papa to study guns in America, over there, the one in the corner. Right next to the Jonathans. Then I decided to commit a crime by using the knowledge I gained at the time. So I went back to my room and watched to see Haru coming out, but I was too tired, so I fell asleep until morning came. In the end, I don't know the reason why Haru broke his hand, but in any case, it was my fault. The fact that I killed Haruhiko doesn't change. This was a difficult answer to even predict. I'm glad you're a stupid fool. In a way, Kurokawa, who was watching the corridor all morning, I think that was a good thing. Thanks to that, my crime was discovered. Teruya. The discussion so far has ended with the conclusion that Teruya is the culprit. It seems like a long shot, I think. There's still a lot of unsolved questions. Wait a minute. I've been listening all this time. Something is wrong with this. Teruya is not the culprit. Sasuke-chan, what are you talking about? I thought you could just admit it. I mean, the culprit is me. Are you still saying that? I told you to shut up. Wait. Is Teruya really the culprit? Even Mikako-chan? If I'm right, Teruya is not the culprit. That is still an unsolved mystery. What are you guys talking about? I'm the culprit, aren't I? I'm almost 90% sure that Teruya is the culprit, but it's still a little too early to end the trial. I agree that there is an unsolved mystery left. If he tried to vote without anyone speaking up like this, he would have tried to do it, but actually, this is the most important part of the case right now. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Wasn't the trial ending like this? That's right, if you think about it carefully, there are still a lot of parts that cannot be explained in the context of the discussion. But I like to hear why Kurokawa thinks Teruya is not the culprit. You weren't careful enough even for Kinjo. What? Nothing. Anyway, if you listen to the explanation, you'll know right away. My neck hurts. Why do you think Teruya isn't a culprit? When Teruya passed the door to my room, he sent a letter to Haruhiko. Afterwards, he went inside the arsenal for his next plan. That is the explanation so far. Dog. But after that, Teruya passed the door to my room again. There was no movement until the morning after. But they were. Even if Teruya did plotted something, even if Haruhiko's hand was exploded, the direct scene change of death is a... Oh. True, Teruya didn't mention that he used the gun himself. If Teruya who came to the arsenal before Haruhiko could not kill. And one more thing, the arsenal was blocked from the inside. Does anyone know about this? After listening to Kurokawa's words, it seems like something comes to mind. If we know about Teruya... Yeah, it was around then when I found the corpse with Teruya. What was there before? I tried to open the blocked door with Teruya. The reason the door was blocked at the time was because... Wouldn't blank. Coin! Just 20. Was perfect. They would blink. Are you referring to this, Kurokawa? That's right, Maida. You mean the broken wood plank that fell near the arsenal door? Yeah, according to Maida, he opened the arsenal door in the morning with Teruya's help. You're not going to say just because they opened the door together, he's not the culprit, are you? That's not it. Think about it. After Teruya entered and left the arsenal in the morning, Haruhiko entered afterwards. Until this moment the door to the arsenal was open. Then when was the door blocked with the wooden planks? Well, when was it? It is for a fact that Kobashikawa couldn't open the door and went in. Doesn't that mean that the door was blocked after that? That is true, but according to Dark Circle's testimony, Teruya Otori did not even enter the arsenal after doing his little scheme. In other words, Teruya wasn't the one who blocked the door with a wood plank. It's only natural. When I tried to open the door with Maida in the morning, I was embarrassed to know that the arsenal we had only been open was not opening. As I said before, you must pass by Kurokawa's room. Even if you don't, you can head to the arsenal door. After that, the door to the arsenal was opened one more time. At that time, Teruya finished his plan. That's impossible. Since Haruhiko was the last one to enter, the arsenal door has been only opened once. If Teita... What is going on? If Teruya went in and out of the arsenal, I should have heard this sound twice. Well, for starters, the wood plank were used to clasp the door, I guess. If you do something like this from the inside, you won't be able to come out. That's true. But even if you put a plank by some trick from outside, there wasn't just one plank. You know what I'm talking about, right, Maida? There wasn't just one plank, yes, I saw it clearly. The thing that fell in the plank near the door. At the same time, it fell to the ground as soon as the plank was crushed and made a loud noise. That thing was the flashbang and the smoke grenades. I mean, there is... No, wait. What are my notes? Hold on. No, yeah, never mind. It's okay. Flashbang smoke grenades. Right, the objects were separated from the plank. You mean the flash and smoke grenades? Flash and smoke grenades? It's those things that were near the door. Yes, when Teruya and I first opened the door, we heard a shuddering sound from the inside, and immediately afterwards, a tremendous amount of light and noise hit us. And then after a few moments, when we opened our eyes, the arsenal was filled with smoke. After pulling out the plank from the handle, the door was open and the plank fell because of the effort we did. You did. That's right. Now you see, it's impossible to block the door like that from the outside. What? Then are you saying Otori-kun is not the culprit? Wait a moment. But it was me who rode the ladder and had a gun ready to explode. It was the reason Haru saw the gun and then it exploded on his hands. I told you a little while ago. It is true that Haruhiko's right hand was ruptured, but because of that was the gunshot wound. Teruya, you only prepared the gun, but you didn't shoot Haruhiko, did you? That's... no. Hold it. Teruya had an obvious murder intent. Now, it's a contradiction to say that he isn't the culprit. That's only by your standards, you idiot. Get your shit together. What's wrong, Psycho Cop? Using forceful logic isn't that way. Using forceful logic in that way doesn't seem like it would reach an answer like this. Dark Circles is right. I don't think Teruya Otori is the killer either. Then who is the culprit? You're saying it's impossible for Teruya to block the door. However, no one else can do it. That's true. That's the biggest mystery in this case. So, what I was saying is, in short, it's an impossible crime. No, it isn't. No, I know who did it. I know who Ding Dong did it. Yeah. It is an impossible crime. It's an impossible room. What's the impossible room? Escape room? A closed room case. The closed room case is a case where the point zero of the case happens inside a room where it is impossible to exit from the room. There is 3 ways. Okay, there is 3 ways that the culprit is found in a closed room case. 3 ways, 4 ways. 1. The culprit is still hidden inside the room where he locked the door. So that when whoever's opened the door and finds the crime scene, the culprit is either able to escape from detection and leave the room through the only open door, or he's able to make some kind of distraction and leave the room. Second, the culprit locks himself inside the room and then commits the crime, and he never leaves the room. That happens on the first case with Sakura, but in this case it is impossible because there is a rule. It can be that way. The third is the culprit somehow creates a contraption where he is able to create a locked room scenario and leaves the room before the locked room scenario happens. That happens in the third case with Angie's... what's his name? With Angie's case, I forgot the name of the killer. But it's also... I don't know. And the fourth case is if there is a secret passage unknown to one, if there is a secret passage that is still not known by anyone else. This actually happens in Ace Attorney. In one of the Ace Attorneys, there is a closed room case, and there is a secret passage that no one knows about. Until like the very first minutes of the case. Why am I saying Ace Attorney spoilers? I only said I broke my own rules. I broke my own... the string's over. The string's over. The string's not over. I wanna finish this. Haven't been 1 hour and a half yet. But I broke my own rules, so sorry. I don't like to give spoilers to anything. I just say like Danganronpa spoilers. I will be talking about Danganronpa and stuff like that. In any case, I know who the killer is. That's what I'm trying to say. It is a pretty... if you put every clue together, if you do like a little schematics like I did, and you put everything that's been said together, it is obvious who the killer is. Let's go. Get the mouse out of the way. An impossible crime. What does that mean? It's literally what it means. The incident happened, but no one in the States is capable of causing the incident itself. That can be. I can affirm there's no such thing as an impossible crime in this world. I agree with this. There is no unsolved problem in the world. Explain gods, Mekaru. When a result has happened, it means that there was a series of process. Then in this case, how to explain it? To assert that this was an impossible crime, you gave up on the case. There is a secret that has not yet been resolved, but your thoughts didn't reach to the end. But if neither Kinjoku and Mekaru, who always knew the critical points of the case, weren't confused enough to say that, it's already a mystery that can be solved. Shut up. Don't look like I'm panicking right now. Sorry, but it looks like that. It's been a few days now, but these days Kinjo-kun is not Kinjo at all. Just like Maida-kun before coming to the ballroom. You're being annoying, damn criminal. Kinjo, why are you saying that? It's not really like you to get emotional so easily. Ignore it. Now we're on a trial. This is the life of that war. If you take care of someone who loses their temper during a war, you have to go through them. There's no other option. This person or that person. I'm done. Again, this case isn't an unsolved case. Let's organize the information. Kinjo. First, even if you put on hold Teria's claim that the crime is impossible, it will be necessary to look at the case from a different point of view. A different point of view. In retrospect, all of the reasoning we've done so far is based on Kurokawa's testimony. Let's step back here for a moment. Has anyone ever seen Kurokawa spying on the hallway? What? What do you mean? In short, Kurokawa's testimony is not to blinds. But are Kurokawa's words 100% true? She would be hungry in extreme circumstances. Would she bear with that in mind? Lastly, there would be a possibility that Kurokawa was the culprit. When that idea comes up, she could be playing with all of us. Kinjo. Hey, did you went crazy? Did you really flip around that fast? That stuff that comes from your mouth. What? I'm talking about possibilities. At the time of Tomori's murder, during Kinjo's testimony, you put a thread on our private room doors to provide alibis. But that was evidence that no one else knew other than Kinjo. It's the same story. It's different from that. What I've been doing at that time is what I've been doing before the incident, and this is just simply what you've seen in her testimony. It is meaningless to condemn the truth or falsehood in a testimony. Did you forget what you said? Kinjo is being a kid. It's being a young little brat just because it's not convenient to you. Fuck you, Kinjo. Get out of here. Just because it's not convenient to your little theory. You're being a little brat. And spouting heresy. Get out of here. It's utterly disappointing, Tsurugi Kinjo. Even though he was thinking you were just a crazy guy, I admitted the reasoning skills, but now, you stopped thinking with your head. But since the situation is quite desperate, isn't Kinjo trying to do everything he can? Kurokawa, is there no way to prove it? Your testimony, I mean. I don't know why I have to do this. Why not ask Satsuki or Teria? Huh? You've heard about my testimony. Teria admitted that he entered the arsenal a little while ago. What about Satsuki? If I was out of down, well, like Kurokawa said, since I'm the killer above top, of course I wander around that down. Even if we ignore the backstory, Dark Circle's testimony is reliable in its own right now. If I were you, I would have known that right away without having to do this cumbersome work. You're noisy. As long as your reasoning hits a wall, it's a way to do what you can. Ha! You admitted with your own words that your reasoning was blocked now. That's funny. Be quiet, Smekaru. You are on the same level as we are right now. Do you think you're in a position to mock others now? That's enough. How come Kurokawa can have this powerful voice in a class trial? Everyone, don't get worked up. Since this is a difficult case, we need to regain stability more than usual. So let's calm down and look back again from the beginning. That's a gun. What? Someone just hold on. No, not this one. One sec. False alarm. It's just there's young guns and their weird ass looking cars. Doing just weird ass customizations and they're popping up on the back corners and doing paw. Fucking hooligans, get out of my lawn. It's nothing. Nothing serious. Look back again from the... Microphone is on. Look back again from the beginning. There must be something we missed. Sorry, as Bida says, I was getting too excited. I apologize. Huh. Then? Teruya Otori is not the culprit. I'm sure up to this point. Even if that's true, we have to double check. Teruya, are you really sure you sent a letter to Haruhiko and loaded the bullets? Well... yes. I'll say I still can't believe I'm not a culprit. I didn't really read the Monokuma file properly, so in a hurry. I saw the right hand ruptured, so I guess I was the one who did it. That probably isn't a lie. Teruya really thought he was the killer. He said a little while ago, as if confessing. He told us he was going to be executed. It's not likely, but something came to my head. Can I speak? Go ahead. An accomplice. And in fact, there were two culprits. How about it? Oh, I didn't. Dismissed. Anyways, all opinions from your brain like that, or what? I didn't even expect it. Rubbish opinions like that. I thought not worth considering. Anything like that, just crumple it. Take it out of your brains and throw it into the trash. That's unfair. I said that because I was just sticking in my own way. If Teruya had an accomplice, there would have been a person who objected at the time of him being accused as a culprit. Even if not, Teruya would have confessed everything and made a mistake in the end. But what if there was a real criminal and pointed out Otorikun as the culprit? Everyone except the real culprit dies, right? Can't you think about a development like the culprit used Otorikun? Oh, you're using your head. But that wouldn't be it. Even if a culprit secretly works behind Teruya Otori to cover up his sins, it is impossible to work without him because of the limited circumstances of the arsenal. And even there is an accomplice, if we believe using Kurokawa's testimony, the only suspect remaining is Iranami, so she can be. Huh? Wait a minute. I have a thought that something passed like a flash in my head just now. Now I am the culprit. You're relentless. Why are you claiming to be the killer? Even after that, you don't know anything about this case. The more you claim to be the culprit, the more you claim your innocence. You still don't know this. Let's organize our thoughts first. First, Teruya is not the culprit. He didn't shoot. What Teruya did was call Haru by using a ladder and make a trap that explodes the gun by misloading a bullet. And the person who killed Haruhiko himself. In other words, what the real culprit did, what Teruya didn't do, that is, grabbing a gun to kill Haruhiko, mess up the interior of the arsenal, and finally lock the door with a plank and the grenades. Teruya doesn't know what the real culprit did. If you think like that, conversely, does the culprit know what Teruya did? No, the real culprit wouldn't know what Teruya did. As Makoto said earlier, what Teria did was unknown to anyone since he was in the closed space of the arsenal. Unless the culprit directly sees it to Teria, I was doing that fast and tried to fix the carpet that I have in my feet. It got stuck on something. Then who is the killer? Wait, guys. There's something I want to check for a moment. Maida? Before Kurokawa watched her in the morning, from that point, what if someone was hiding inside the arsenal? Could there be such a case? No, I don't think it would happen. Kinji was tied up, and I saw Tara going to the room before Mekaru. The last time she went into the empty room to the left of the dance hall, she didn't exit the room at all. When did you see this? Well, you're right. I was investigating the empty room all day long. Then there are only two suspects that Kurokawa has seen, and they don't know what each other have done. In other words, the real culprit doesn't know that Haruhiko received the letter, and they don't know why their hand was fractured. But for some reason Haruhiko was shot with a gun and killed. There's someone who could fit the conditions right now, that turned themselves at the start of this trial. They enter in the suspect field since they moved at dawn, and no one else can commit a crime at this stage. But is this person really the culprit? If so, why in the world? Nice, Satsuki. All of you guys won't want to admit it, but I got my carpet unstuck. I think I know now. The identity of the culprit. What? Maida-kun, you know the killer. The person who satisfies all the conditions as the culprit of this case. It can only be you. Satsuki. What? Satsuki is the killer. Hooray! You finally came to think of me as the culprit. Only Yuki understands me. I'm so glad. Wait, Maida. Look at her now. She was picked as the culprit, but she looks rather content. Do you really think that Satsuki is the culprit? Think about it. The only one who can possibly do this is Satsuki. At the beginning of the trial, when Satsuki came out saying she was the culprit, we were trying to interrogate her to see if she really was. However, Satsuki had no idea of the letter and called Haruhiko on his destroyed right hands, which we thought the culprit would know, of course. So we thought because of these reasons that she wasn't the real culprit. Take a look. The two things mentioned earlier are actually from Teria's doing, not the culprits. Teria didn't know that there was someone who killed Haruhiko by shooting him with a separate gun. So on the contrary, did the culprit know that Teria sent a letter and destroyed his hands? Probably not. It would be impossible to know Teria's actions unless he himself told the culprit in advance. That the real culprit would be a person who doesn't know why the letter was sent to Haruhiko's room and his right hand exploded, even though they didn't know why his hand ended up that way. That is someone who meets these conditions. The person who confessed with their own voice that they killed Haru by shooting them, but didn't mention about the right hand nor the letter. And that person is Satsuki. That person is a dog barking in the kitchen. Should be fine. Well, I'm not sure what you're saying because it's difficult, but anyways, that's right. It was me. I killed Haruhiko. I think Maida-kun's reason is making sense, but I don't really understand Satsuki-chan's appearance being like that. Why did you do this, Satsuki-chan? Why do you like it so much when you're being named as a killer? Kobashi-kun was close to Satsuki-chan with her own hands. How can you say so lightly that you killed him? Weren't you sad? Think again, incompetent. Of course it's possible to commit a crime as you said, there is only that woman. But that is absolutely not the reaction of a killer. I'm not crazy, it's very normal. Actually, I don't know why Satsuki reacts like that and keeps saying that she's the culprit. However, I can't think of any other reasoning. Maida's words make sense. In fact, at the time Teruya was not found to be the killer, it was enough to doubt Satsuki because of the circumstances. Maybe as soon as the trial began, Satsuki couldn't be the culprit. We were stuck in the stereotypes, and we didn't think about it in more thoughts. Satsuki, I'll check once more. Are you the culprit? Haruhiko, are you killed him with a gun in your hands? Yeah, that's right. I'm the killer. Wait, if you're the real culprit, can you explain why you're so positive? You are like the one constantly appealed to him as a culprit. I don't know. Just when the trial started, it became bothersome to make excuses. That's why I just confessed. Now, if it is decided, go ahead and execute me. It sounds so refreshingly like that. It doesn't look like you're a criminal, on the contrary. This translation with more comments. I have my doubts too. In the first place, Sasuke-chan doesn't have a personality to kill. Even though that she is resolute to this point. Like Makoto said, it would rather seem like you were choosing the wrong killer and we're gonna die together. That's not it at all. I was just telling the truth. What do? It's hard to make sure after identifying the killer. This attitude Sasuke has, it's a reaction that defies understanding, like Makoto said. Even like this, can I still point Sasuke as a culprit? Everyone stop. Why are you thinking about a crime is possible but the reaction is weird? Wake up already. The crime is possible even for Satsuki. Why is that? But Kinjo, based on the testimony by Kurokawa, Haruhiko, Teruya and Satsuki entered the arsenal at dawn. Of them, Teruya was the first to come out of the arsenal, and then... One second. Okay. And then Haruhiko entered the arsenal. Because he was walking to the corridor with Satsuki just before this point. If they entered the arsenal together, then that means perhaps it was at this time that Haruhiko used the gun. And this is likely to be true just by looking at the wounds, at the sounds of the arsenal opening and Satsuki coming out alone from the corridor. Back off, Maida. You said it with your own words just now. Satsuki kills Haruhiko and gets out of the arsenal all alone. If she came out, how did she lock the door then? Ah! It's a clue that you guys found and checked yourselves, right? It is impossible to block the door from the outside in that way. If so, the killer was in the arsenal at least until Maida and Teruya opened the door. However, Satsuki came out of the arsenal before this. Does this sound like she could still be the killer? And if you look at Satsuki's reaction, that girl used a weapon, but it seems she doesn't know that the arsenal was blocked. So now what? Is Satsuki a ninja now? Huh? What was that again? Oh wait, I know. Maybe you don't know, but what if you used a plank of wood as a barricade? It seems you were asleep during the trial. How about this? Is there anyone who still thinks Sasuke is the culprit? After listening to Kinjo, it seems that Sasuke is really not the culprit. In the end, the problem lies with the arsenal door being locked. If we solve this, there should be no problem if it's Sasuke is the culprit. Even if you think about it again, it is impossible to put a wood plank inside the arsenal from the outside with grenades on it. There is no time frame at all. I think the current prerequisites were all wrong. The public here probably won't solve this mystery. I'd rather go back to the very beginning and reorganize the case instead. We don't have time. Isn't it supposed to have like a time limit? Well, that sounds nice and all, but I hate it when the trial is taking too long, don't you? It's not a warning, but you better wrap things up soon. The alibis of Dawn, Kurakawa's testimony, the Ryu's behavior, the wood plank that blocked the arsenal, and Sasuke's incomprehensible reactions. Maybe. Have we missed something else? Why does Sasuke has that attitude in the first place? Even Kinjo seems to be confused. Her reasoning is at the very core right now. I think Kinjo is right, blocking the door to Satsuki. This is a big problem. My mind is getting more and more complicated. Right now this is the most important aspect of the case. The arsenal door, the wood plank, the grenades. How to block the door from the outside. Wait, you don't need to go back to the start. If you think about it a little, it should become clear. This is another waste of time. Wait a minute. What's the reason for the flash grenade and the smoke screen? At the moment the door is open, if the criminal hides inside, escapes through the light and smoke, then the trick to block the arsenal from the inside is solved. But I'm afraid not. It was already mentioned. It's ridiculous when you think about Dark Circle's testimony at the very beginning. It's been seen that Teruya Otori and Satsuki Hiranami, both of them came out of the arsenal. Inside the arsenal, the last one who came out was Satsuki, I'm sure. But opening the door and coming out of the arsenal means the door was not blocked until the last moment. Well, in other words, doesn't that mean that the body of Haruhiko was left alone in the arsenal until just before Maida and I opened the door together in the morning? What is that? It doesn't make sense. It wasn't the body was alive and blocked the door alone. Oh no, this is starting to sound creepy somehow. Huh? I mean, this is what I said earlier. Like, one of the few ways to have a door locked from the inside, and the only possibility to unlock the door is from the inside, then that means either the culprit found a way to leave, either the culprits have found a way to leave, or the culprits will find a way to leave, or the culprit is still, or the one, at least the one who locked the room, is still inside the room. But wait a second, what did you say? That is started to get creepy. No, not that, before that. The body moved and blocked the door? Like a zombie from a movie? Well, of course it won't. Such health science is unscientific. It's like that bear in front of our very eyes is unscientific. Hey, what the heck did you just say? I have your normal cutting-edge science product. The body moved and blocked the door. Of course, a reality like that does not exist. But as Teruya said earlier, it was Haru alone who remained in the arsenal until the end. No way. Could it be? The person who blocked the door to the arsenal, that person's identity is... Flash Shanagan. Oh no! Please tell me it's in English. It is not. Alright. Try and error. Not this one. Not this one. Stop, stand still, you fuck, stand still. Come on. One down. Stand still, you shit. Oh. What was it? Was it this one? No. I forgot shape. Wasn't... God damn it. It was this one. Stand still, please. I beg of you. I can't shoot it from down there. No, it's not that one. Well, this is annoying. If I die here, I go back to the midpoint, and I don't get my money. God damn it! It's not that one. Stop shooting the wrong one. I keep going to the same one because it's one with a thing at the side. This is what happens if you can only speak 2 languages and none of them are of Asian descent. Come on. Thank you. Now it's this one. Right? This is so finicky. Ah. Spam. Step. Why? Thank you. Alright. Interpretation. Would it be this one? It is. Okay, now there is only one left. And I hope I'm right. Come on, I'm here. Give me grammar problems. No, not this one. Would it be this one? No, it's not this one. God damn it! I have 3 shots at this. It's not this one. It's not this one. It's not the one. It's not this one. It can be this one. No. Can be this one. Stand. Oh my god, I swear I am spamming. Okay, it's not that one. Which one is it? Is it? Oh. I live. I live. I live to tell my tale. I survived it. God damn it. That's it. Has to be only him. That ain't still the person who blocked the door to the arsenal. Really? Maida-kun, do you know who the killer is? I don't think you're about to say it was Kubashikawa-kun just because the body moved, right? I was just joking. No, thanks to Tara, I could come up with something else. That's right, the only one who could block the arsenal door was none other than Haruhiko. Haruhiko's the culprit. Are you saying he committed suicide? No, that was against the rules. Wait, have you forgotten? As Monokuma said, suicide is forbidden, and if you kill yourself in any way or form, he would treat it as a dark death. Haruhiko was murdered by someone other than himself. That's why Monokuma treated this as a case, and a class trial was held like this. No, Maeda never said he committed suicide. He said the person who blocked the door to the arsenal was Haruhiko. What? Like Maeda said, the person who killed Haruhiko with a gun is the killer, Satsuki. But it was impossible for Satsuki, the task of blocking the arsenal. But was possible for Haruhiko. How about it? This means the reason why Satsuki couldn't be the culprit is now gone. No, that can't be possible. The fact that oh, I skipped. That was myself. The fact that Haruhiko blocked the door from the inside, that may be possible in context, but there is no evidence of this. No evidence. No, there is proof of this. I don't mean ill will just because Haru blocked the door without any evidence. But Kinjo wouldn't be unaware of this evidence. Why does he argue so much? No, Let's not about it right now. Now the case comes first. The evidence that Haru may have blocked the arsenal doors. The blood dance all over the place. That is evidence. It's the blood. Blood? The blood is splattered in the arsenal. Everyone has seen it, right? Didn't you think it was a little strange looking? I recently felt a little weird. It felt like, well, you know, like it was a road made by blood rather than a blood spot. That's right. Also looks like blood stain wandering around the arsenal. After Haruhiko was shot, when you explained he was bleeding while looking for boards, flash and smokescreen grenades. It is plausible. Where's my water bottle? I'm getting chapped. Maybe I should start using chapsticks. Well, chapsticks will work for my lips, but why do I do my goddamn tongue? It is plausible, but would it be compelling that Haruhiko Kobashikawa himself locked the door of the arsenal simply by looking at his blood? It's not reasoning, but a realm of speculation. But it's not a contradiction. Only Haruhiko has a certain possibility, and even if the culprit dragged the body, there is no reason for it, only leaves evidence behind. No, it's a contradiction. Kinjo. I'm concerned that all my other words were all true. But Haruhiko was murdered by a real cruel killer. Let me ask a simple question. Why in the world would the victim help elaborating more tricks for the killer, if not to leave evidence for their crime? The answer is, you don't know about that. But if you wander around about emotional things and look at only the information left in this case, it makes sense that it is Haruhiko that just closed the door even with the process of elimination methods. This is not about being emotional. This is about the victim helping the killer. There can't be such a thing. Stockholm Syndrome? I don't believe in any of that crap. That kind of thing is psychotic. Even that requires the promise that the killer had some kindness and gentle behavior towards their victim. But does this reflect reality? Did the killer show kindness to Haruhiko? No, rather they murdered them in cold blood. What if it is the opposite? Yeah, now I'm making the story in my head. Yeah. Okay. Okay, right. Maida's reasoning is the worst, not to mention forced and far-fetched. If it goes through your reasoning. Hey, what is this Stockholm Syndrome? Is when victims are held hostages by a robber or kidnapper, but rather they think of them as their saviors. It's like a phenomenon that antagonizes rescuers, police and etc., and they take the criminal side. Kinjo, it's weird. If you were the usual you would rather have rolled out such emotional things and reason it out by considering the logical situation. You see, it was being emotional. This is natural. You just don't see it. If the victim who deserves salvation agrees to the oblivious evil, it becomes impossible to reason with. This choice is not logical here. Saving them is what I have to do. I can't leave alone your pretentious reasoning, and besides that, there are loopholes in Maida's reasoning. I'll just do what I have to do. I'll refute you. I'll correct her ridiculous reasoning, Maida. What the hell are you doing, Kinjo? You know it's best that there is no more to refute here. You're making an acceptable reasoning from my point of view. That can't happen. And it shouldn't happen. And if there is anything to refute, then I'll do it, Maida. From now on, counter-argument showdown. I'm only worried... Skip and slash Psycho Cop. I'm only worried that I only have 2 stars and 3 hearts. Let's go. These should not be easy. Authorities' testimony, gunshot wounds, chest area, Kurokawa's testimony, Kinjo's testimony, cut fingers. Oh. Oh, that was fast. Why doesn't the Oh, I can't read. I don't have time to read. Why does he listen to Hiranami? She tried to kill Haru by herself. She said she shot in self-defense. Is that not enough to leave more clues on the culprit? Why would they help the killer with his own death? However, it is impossible for Satsuki to block the door to the arsenal. At that point, it was only Haruhiko in the arsenal who could have done this. The unnatural bloodstains support this fact. Those are just blood spots. It's possible that the killer moved the body. First, Haruhiko was shot in the chest without seeing any instant death. It was an instant death. In that state, they blocked the door. What a stupid joke, Maida. Kinjo, your own testimony said that it was an instant death. You said it yourself that the bullet should have went through, and he had enough time to suffer. Also, he didn't die from the gunshot. He died from blood loss due to the gunshot. Had more than enough time. Kinjo, you're contradicting yourself. Shut the fuck up, kid. Get back to kindergarten. Look at her eyes at me. Just throwing a tantrum all over the place. I have to spend this so many times. I hate it. What was the button to make it happen on? It was Hey, how did I change the swords again? You shift to change the swords and the arrow keys. No, it is shift to... Yeah, it is shift to lost the sword, right. Whoa, whoa. Oh, goodbye. Oh, there I am. I'm going places. 1 point. Fuck you. Kinjo, that's wrong. Haruhiko did not die immediately. You can say what you want, Maida. As I said, Haruhiko has his chest pierced. Since the bullet hit his body, with a wound like that, he would have no choice but to die immediately. No, Haruhiko did not die immediately. His chest was struck, but the bullet penetrated to Haruhiko without getting stuck in his body. Because the amount of shock is relatively less than one that gets stuck, it would have been possible for him to move. Speculations. Anyone could make that claim. Stop it now, Kinjo. This is not speculation. It was you, Tsurugi Kinjo, who told me this. Ugh. Incompetent, is that true? If it is about the bullet pierced, of course, I'm well aware of it, but was it a cop who told you about this? Yes, during the investigation, I thought he had died because of a shot in the chest at first, but Kinjo told me. I heard that his death might not have been immediate, but he could have trouble breathing, so he was able to move for a little more time. At that time I just said it as a guess only. Kinjo-kun, why are you arguing so much? In this case, it's like Kinjo-kun is the culprit. We named Sasuke-chan as the culprit, and Kabashikawa-kun did the back work, but why are you still arguing so much? Shut up, criminal. Haruhiko was murdered. He was also labeled as the victim that I had to protect. A victim who deserved protection was actually on the killer's side. That's something like that. It can't be. Kinjo? Yeah, I can't listen to this far-fetched logic. According to your logic, Kizuna Tomori was also a victim, but in reality, she was actually a terrifying bitch who was planning a crime. Are you saying that you would tolerate Tomori's murder plan? That's wrong. In that case, it was due to the accident, not a victim. Also, referring such a subject to the incompetence, which it was, Haruhiko Kobashikawa tried to kill Satsuki Hiranami. It makes no sense to help in a situation where it leaves more evidence to the culprit. Ah, but look here. The victim you had to protect was the reverse tortured after trying to kill someone. They are very good citizens indeed. No. What was the term? It's not an epiphany, it's the opposite. It's a crisis. He's having a mental crisis. No. I am... What the hell am I for? So many days. For... Kinjo? Kinjo! Kinjo is down! Kinjo, wake up! Kinjo! Hey! Hold it right there, we're still on trial. I don't mean going to the courtroom at your own will. Going out of the courtroom at your own will. But Kinjo is... this is a headache. Fainting and getting upset during the trial. It's a taboo to get out of the courtroom during the trial. But I guess it can be helped. Kinjo-kun, I'll take you into the dormitory. You guys don't have to move, stay in your seats. Everyone's been waiting for a while, right? Kinjo-kun arrived safely to his dorm bed, so don't worry about it, so let's continue the trial. But this doesn't make things fun. Now Kinjo-kun is outside the courtroom. The fact that he was sent out means that he wasn't a culprit. Now the number of people has decreased by 1. Dun. Kinjo, I'm sure he'll be okay. It's the first time Kinjo looked like that. As Monokuma said, we're still on trial. Forget about him for now. He's not even dead, is he? Alright. So, where did we left off? The culprit is Satsuki. She couldn't block the door to the arsenal. Only Haruhiko. Is it okay to make this decision then? Does anyone have a different opinion? A different opinion? I think that's the only thing we have? There is no disagreement. Of course it's logical. As Hijo Tsurugi said, I also don't understand why Haruhiko Kobashikawa, in the victim's position, helped the killer. Well, I don't know either. After all, it's like we won't get a different decision now, right? Then, if you name me as the culprit, there will be no complaints and no one will be dissatisfied. Wait, not yet. Huh? What else? You said that there was no reason to disagree. Why did Haruhiko Kobashikawa help the killer? And why this killer is so excited? Hey! The same goes for me. Satsuki, the reasoning about this case is over. Perhaps only looking at the reasoning results. I can't argue that Satsuki is the culprit. However, why? Why call yourself the killer? Are you trying to die? Why, you ask? Well, like I said earlier, it's because of a nuisance, so that's a good reason, right? I'm not good at lying, but I think I do better than Satsuki-chan. Don't mess around. You'll be executed if you let this go, but if you die, the truth of this case will remain as a matter that will be solved. I'm a woman who doesn't give up until I know 100% the problem I've challenged. Please tell us, Satsuki. If you really are the culprits, you have a duty to take responsibility for your actions. Tell me, when I thought I was the culprit, all I could do was get blamed. What are you trying to hide? Let us hear you, Satsuki. I don't know, I'm just a culprit, that's how I am. But she started shouting. I don't know, baka. Satsuki, as long as she stays like this, we have to force you to open your mouth, Satsuki. About the secret of this incident in which Haru was involved, and the reason for your actions and claim that you were the real culprits all along. Terminate talk. No, I know. Time to quiet down the clown. Shoot down the clown! Shoot down the fucking motorcycle! Get out of here! Oh. Baka. Shoot! It's so stiff, god damn it. Like, there is a precise point and there isn't. And there is a fucking... Oh my god, I gotta get hit again. Oh my god, no! Like, there's a precise point and there's a timing. If I... Okay, I'm dead. I'm dead. Ah! Hey! I just have to do this before the wall of text shows up. Okay. The reason is over is everything as explained. I have nothing more to say. The other pistol that broke Haru's hand. Oh yeah, that was that. And his fingers. His fingerlings. The reason is over yet, Satsuki. Ah, it is already over. No, it's not. There's one more thing we overlooked and crossed. Does anyone know? Huh? Was there anything like that? As Sasuke-chan said, wasn't the reasoning over? It's about the pistol that destroyed Haruhiko's Kobashikawa right hand. That's right. Because we decided what Teruya was doing earlier, we went over it. Actually, if you think a little bit, it wasn't Teruya that destroyed Haruhiko's right hand. What are you saying? That makes no sense, Maida. I replaced the bullets and Haruhiko grabbed it as intended, and his right hand was destroyed. Stupid fool. If what you say is true, the gun he touched should have been shattered as well, but would remain intact. Alright, came to think of it, even when Notori-kun was rushed as a culprit, he said he didn't know why it ended up like that. That's right, I was freaking out for excuses. When I think about it again, if Haru uses the gun as I intended, the gun should have blown up. Teruya, are you sure you didn't touch two guns? Right. I can assure you this, trust me. I only touched one gun unconditionally. Wait a minute, then won't it get even more weird? Unless Terya-kun did it, why did Kobayashi-kun get caught in the same trap Otori-kun did and injure his right hand? Can you, like, decide if you're gonna say Terya or Otori, Akane? Every time Tara opens her mouth, the Ultimate Maid changes name. It's so annoying. That can't be the Dust Boyers alone. Except for one person, Satsuki. I don't know. No, you most likely know why. Satsuki, don't you remember? At the beginning of the class trial, you said Haruhiko tried to shoot you, and then you grabbed the gun and shot him. In self-defense, you ended up killing him. From here on out, it's just my thoughts. If Satsuki's words were true, wouldn't it have been that Haruhiko knew the gun would explode? He knew it was going to explode. He did say he had a fascination for guns. Like, there was a point I went to the arsenal to check him out, and he was saying that he had some knowledge about guns. More or less. They're deliberately breaking his hands. Why is he trying to commit suicide? Suicide. Maybe so. Let me tell you this. It's just unfounded imagination. Just listen for now. I don't know how someone changed the bullets in the same manner that Terya did, but it probably was Haruhiko himself who did it. Since the second half of the trial, the word suicide continued to rattle, because this case was just too weird to see it as an ordinary murder scenario. But in the end, Haruhiko did not commit suicide, because Monokuma doesn't deal with suicides. Even if he wanted to commit the acts, he wouldn't have done it because it just ends as a wasted death. So perhaps he thought about it like this. Was Haruhiko trying to save Satsuki? Try to save her. Deliberately aiming at Satsuki, the gun that explodes when shooting. Surprised, Satsuki shoots in response. Even when she shot the floor, she doesn't get hurt and only his hands fly away. And besides, because water bottle. And because Satsuki hit him, his death wasn't treated as suicide. Later, when Satsuki leaves in surprise, he remains alone in the arsenal. He himself does the extra effort to make the case even more complicated. Like, for example, blocking the door to the arsenal and messing with the guns. Well, of course, there is no evidence of this, it's just my imagination. The fact that Haruhiko blocked the door seemed to be trying to help the killer. So I thought about it as a basis. Haruhiko, in order to save Satsuki, means he gave up his life? Hold on, that's plausible, but you always finish with the line of your imagination. There is a 0% chance that the incompetent words are true. Why? I was listening to Maida-kun and I was rather thinking that was the truth. Think first. He gave up his life and tried to save someone else. Humans aren't that simple. They would be afraid to do it. Even in an ordinary circumstance, but it would be even more unreasonable in an extreme situation where there is no food and living like us. But not long ago, Hatano, for Taira, she threw away her life. Ayami-chan. That's not the case now. At that time, even the most extreme situation wasn't there, and she didn't save Akane Tare with 100% pure intentions. Did you forget? Ayame Hatano clearly had a desire to save Akane Taira, but she also wanted to escape from here. She committed murder with such a sloppy heart, although she eventually revealed her true face to us. However, in the case of Haruhiko Kobayashi, like Ayame Hatano, there is not a single reason for themselves. According to the incompetent, he gave up his life 100% purely not only to save Satsuki Iranami. No matter how close Haruhiko Kobayashi was with Satsuki Iranami, it would be absurd to say that they were family members and gave up their lives in these extreme circumstances. Of course, If that's true, then you deserve some respect. I know. But I said it was an unfounded idea. You didn't really have to refute it like that. Of course, I'm not saying it's absolutely impossible like that crazy cop. I don't think so. But it is absurd. If he had been thinking of Satsuki to a number like that, he would have done something earlier. But I don't have a clue. But if Mirakun's words are wrong, how would you describe the reason for Kabashikawa's right hand? I'll have to think more about that more. As expected, it's not going to work the way I thought. It seems like it's too absurd as Makuru says, and it's very difficult for someone to make a decision in order to save her life, to the point of even giving up his life. Anyway, that is no objection that Sasuke is the culprit, is there? Do we really want to go over Haruhiko's right hand? I like this write-up as soon as possible. I'm getting bored of it. No, but we have to know the truth of this case. It's true. What? Yuki, are you psychic? It's exactly as if you read someone's mind. What are you talking about? I don't feel like an adult to keep trying to hide it. And be a nuisance to all of you. I skipped it again. That was my fault. And as Yuki said, as long as you commit a murder, you gotta be responsible for it. Satsuki. Where should I start? Oh yeah, since Kobazin came to my room early in the morning. You know, until this moment came, I couldn't imagine how everything played out. Can we do the whole comic thing and then you explain? Because this is all going to go for the comic. The comic is gonna last ages. Again! Who is it, Kobazin? What's wrong? Going around a down like this, you get hungry. I think I'm going to die hungry than killed. Ugh. Sasuke, this is not a joke, so listen seriously. I have something to say to you. Kobazin? Okay, alright, tell me. It will take a little time. Follow me for a minute. Kabashikawa, isn't this the arsenal? Why this place? Satsuki, is your body okay? You haven't eaten anything in a few days now. Is it painful? Yeah, I'm hungry enough to die, but except for that I'm fine. But what is all of a sudden? It's giving me goosebumps. Actually, I have a favor to ask you. What do you wanna ask? Kill me. What are you saying? Did you commit a sin for being a perv? I get it. It's delightful that Kobazin is lusting for his girls, but it's not enough to kill you. I said I wasn't playing around. Sorry. No, it was my bad. Sorry I shot it out of nowhere. Damn it, how do I explain this? Kabashikawa, are you about to die? I've been thinking all this time. When this division was born, it was our fault, right? Even if you had a little more food left, it wouldn't have been so serious. I can't deny it. Besides, until now, Kinjo was guarding the arsenal, so no murder occurred. But eventually Kinjo went crazy. No one is guarding the arsenal right now. If you don't make a decision now, someone will definitely commit a murder. So that's what Kabashikawa wants to say. Okay, water. Water. You mean that the two of us who are the most guilty will take responsibility? Honestly, I didn't want to involve you. It was me who first suggested to eat the food. I wanted to end up dying if I could. But I remember Monokuma's words. A murder case must happen in order to escape the ballroom, and suicide is not accepted. In the end, you can't solve it alone. So you need someone else to help, but the person who helps you will also be bound to be executed. Will also be bound to be executed for being the culprit. So I'll be in risk of death too. Yeah, I have no other person to suggest, only Theory or you, who committed the same crime. Well, you know, me and him are in bad ways right now. Of course, I have no intention of recommending this, but the moment you accept this, you will die, Satsuki. Okay, I'll cooperate. I'll do it. What? I'm saying I'll do what Kabazin wants? So suddenly like this. Will you be okay with it? That you're going to die? Well, even if we're in the ballroom, we're gonna die anyways. That's not what I... Rather than staying like this and watching my friends become martyrs, or starving them to death, I prefer to save everyone and die with Kabazin. Satsuki. Damn it, I'm really sorry. Because of me, you're a really good girl. However, there is one condition. What? What condition? I don't want to kill Kabazin, so Kabazin kill me. What? What are you talking about? It's the same no matter what, no matter way we die, but why do you want to die by my hands? If I become the culprit, I'll be executed by Monokuma then. I hate that. I'd rather be killed by Kabazin. You're going to grab a gun in the arsenal here anyway and kill me. Would you think it hurts a lot when you're shot? What? Where's the sentence? It's not a pain or a problem. I don't like being killed by a thing like Monokuma. You don't want to. No, there's no way I can kill you. The same goes for me. How can I kill Kabazin? And they start arguing. There'll be no end to this. Instead of fighting, why don't we sit down with this nonsense? That's because Kabazin first looks at me and suggests the impossible thing to kill him. If you can't, why did you accept them? They don't do it. That's no good. I've already decided. Then kill me already. Again, I can't do that. I really value Kabazin, so killing my friend is... I'm not happy that I am a favorite, okay? Wow, Kabazin face is blushing. Idiot. I'm talking about an important thing here, and we're going back and forth. I'm not messing around. My stomach hurts because I haven't eaten anything. Are you okay? You know, we don't have much time either. It's a fact that I might die tomorrow. In the meantime, the others may be in pain or planning a murder. Everyone's in trouble. Satsuki, what if we do it like this? Have you ever seen a Western movie? Western movie? I haven't seen it, but I know what it is. They walk back and forth and in a courtyard, then turn around and shoot at the same time after some time passes. Yes, let's just start with that. In the worst case of this, we could kill each other, but it's still not suicide, so the others will be able to live. It's uncomfortable that I have to shoot Kabazin, but... Okay, that would be fair. Let's do it with that. Alright, it is decided, let's move. Pick one pistol. Kabazin, are you still not done? Why's it take so long to pick a gun? Wait a minute, almost done. Okay, are you ready, Satsuki? I'm not a girl who goes back on her word. Besides, it seems to be more fun to decide this way. Fun, you say? I already said it again and again, but seriously. I mean, we play a lot of games so far, right? Basketball, running, poker, darts. As a result of doing my best without looking at our fights at all, the total was equal. Why is it like that? I remember the results of our previous matches, so probably so far, Kabazin and I had 14 matches, 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws in perfect balance. You really have a good memory on useless places. Suddenly, I thought this was the last game, so it made me feel strange. I can't believe that I'm risking my life at all. If you want to give up now, you can tell me. I really don't want to force you. Not because I'm serious too. Like Abashikawa said, I'll stop playing around. Are you ready? Yeah. From here, go back and take 3 steps. We shoot at the same time after that. Okay. Satsuki! Haruhiko! And then she shots and hits him with a bullet. He shots and his gun explodes. Kabashikawa? Kabashikawa! Haruhiko! Why'd you do this? I'm making it sound less serious. It's kind of sad moment. I'm holding myself a little bit. Ugh. Good, Satsuki. Last game was my victory. That's not what I mean. Why did Kabashikawa hands explode? Sorry. I saw it. This is unbelievable. Let's do it again. I was worried about what would happen if I die immediately, in case I was hitting a bad spot. Fortunately, it looks like I'm still alive. I'll tell you what I can. Sorry, Satsuki, I lied. Because you killed me and waiting to save everyone. That's not the truth. What? What I really wanted to save was you, Satsuki. Me? I just coughed in the microphone. I may have blown up a few. It was useless information, so I didn't tell the others because I would just confuse them, but I was searching for a few days, and I found a badge with the head of Monokuma on it. Because I found it, Monokuma appeared and said he would give it as a prize, and congratulated me on finding the treasure. That's the treasure Monokuma said was really here. There, it showed me a photo of me and you kissing, doing a selfie. Washikawa, even at a time like this, what kind of joke? It's real. It shows a commemorative photo with you as my lover. You shouldn't forget. And then it vanished. Washikawa, we've never done such a thing. It's the same for me too. There are no memories of pictures of me and you, let alone kissing. We met here for the first time a moment ago. But why? It doesn't feel odd. Even if that photo was a manipulation, I felt no emotions. And I thought that I didn't want to let you die. I have no idea what you're saying. Washikawa, stop it, it's too cheesy. Put up with it. I'm already gonna die anyways. I wanted to say this much. That maybe I liked you after some point. Even if I die like this, there are guys like Kinjo, Mekuro, and Maeda, so they'll find out about this in a minute. So better go back to your room. Act as usual, pretend you don't know anything. Leave the rest to me. Why are you saying that, Washikawa? Stop it, stop talking. No matter how much they think, they won't know that I, the victim, did all the tricks. Part of it was to pretend to shoot you on purpose and give away my right hand. This is a pretty old gun. You can explode while pulling the trigger, even if you put normal bullets on a magazine. I turned my head this time. Kobayashi, you can't die. No, I'm gonna die. And Sasuke, you can live. Leave it to me. I can't make someone as cheerful and happy as you die like this. Babazing. Sorry for doing this in such a crappy way. And when the trial is over, there are other guys that you're sorry to. Sorry that I fought with Teria. Sorry for sacrificing Kinjo and the others. Sorry that my feelings don't want Sasuke to sacrifice herself. Damn it, it hurts. Real badly. But don't move. Don't die. Of course, I'm doing this in order to die. Once you leave, I have to get the job done. You have to go now. Or someone sees this. I hate this. This is wrong, I want to save you. Please go. Because it's my last wish, please listen. I want you to leave. But... leave! Yeah, just do that. Thank you, Satsuki. Whether it was real or fake, I still loved you. And then I went back to my room. As Kobayashi said, I stayed still until morning. I didn't know what trick Kobayashi was going to do at the time. Wasn't sure until I heard the story in the trial. This is how I know. Like Yuki said, Kawazin was by me while intentionally trying to save me. In order to confuse her by doing so. In other words, he did everything to save me. What is this? Is this too much? Haruhiko was apologizing to me? When I tried to kill him, I see now. If he saw the letters in Bateria, he wouldn't go to the arsenal in reverse. Nevertheless, the reason Kobayashi went to the arsenal was because Haruhiko didn't even notice Teria's letter from the very beginning. It was only to sacrifice himself and to save only Satsuki. Hold on. Then why? Why did he do it in the same way as Teruya Otori? The gun exploded in his hand the same way. Unless he did some kind of trick and did it in advance. That's what I thought too. But when Haruhiko choose the gun, he was doing something in the corner for a long time. He was the kind of guy who was telling me that guns weren't for fun or usual. So I wonder if he had some kind of knowledge about them. That stupid idiot. He really gave up his life for others. And you just kicked the opportunity that he arranged to let you survive. What were you thinking? I don't understand this at all. I know that Kobayashi liked me, and he didn't want to do this. After all this, I've been struggling a lot since then, until the class trial was held. I don't think that's the way. It's unreasonable for all of you to die for just one person, right? I felt sorry for betraying Kobayashi, but I'll be happy if you guys leave. How can that be? Blood-related familiar actions are a law that puts one's life most importantly. For people you just have met. Well, I'm not as smart as Mekaru, so I don't think I can give a very cool reason for it. I just told myself I was the culprit. Because it makes me convince myself that I did this. But then, why? Why did you say everything from the very beginning and hide the truth more suspiciously? Because you didn't even say the backstory, you just said that you're the killer. So it's a rather confusing reasoning. A rather confusing reasoning. That's because of Kabashikawa. He decided to take a chance between all of you in order to save me. Because of this. Especially if Kinjo finds out, I would have seen from Kabashikawa's view, who had already died, that I would have insulted him. I did not want to do anything that would put more disgrace to Kabashikawa anymore, because he already died to try to save my life. That's why I told you at the end. Still, don't think badly on Kabashikawa. He wouldn't have thought of this. And if it wasn't for Kabashikawa, you would all have died. Such a thing. It's not possible. Are you also having a crisis, Mekaru? Sasuke-chan. Are you really satisfied with that? Even if you leave, you'll die. Now if I'm dying, but why are you all so worried? I'm fine dying, why are you all so worried? I'm very fine with my choice. No matter what happens, don't forget to smile. It's one of those teachings of my own brother. It's my belief too. But after Haruhiko died, you cried, right? That's off topic. Please just think Satsuki wasn't Satsuki for a minute. Satsuki. Yuki. Thanks to Yuki, I was able to do everything. Rather, I feel relieved. Oh yeah, I was impressed to see Maeda come up with the whole truth about Kabashikawa. Yuki's a real teacher in my heart. Well then, Yuki, I think you can finish the trial soon. Give me that thing you always do at the end. That? Yeah, that. Climax reasoning, let's go. Would you like to hear the tutorial? Tears are ready. My eyes have been moistened. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, it is the ladder. Okay, the ladder under the door. Oh, whoa, what? Okay. Wait, did he find? No, he didn't even find the ladder, right? He just went to talk to Satsuki. They went to the arsenal. Then they argued for a really long time until they finally decided on the plan. Came to the conclusion to use the guns on each other. You had to be the clown. This is here. Haruhiko's fingers flies by pulling the trigger while being shot by the culprit. He was dressed as a prince. God damn it. This here is the whole... now this is blocking the arsenal. No? Oh, right. This is him walking around. This is him blocking the arsenal. And then him walking around messing up with the guns and stuff. Okay. First, this case begins not from the criminal nor the victim, but from Teria. Teria couldn't stand the extreme situation and began working on a plan to kill Haruhiko, the victim of this case. Teria first started to write a note to Haruhiko asking him to come to the arsenal. This was done with a paper and pen that only Teria had in the ballroom, but there was nothing else other than weapons. Teria, who had finished writing the notes, then puts the note through the door frame of Haruhiko's room. This was the same way that Mitch did it in the first murder. Then Teria, who put the note safely in the room, first entered the arsenal before Haru arrives. This was in order to do some work. That task was to load non-stunned bullets into a pistol magazine. When a person shoots the pistol in that state, the gun explodes from the inside and destroys the hand on the person who used it. Let me move my butt a little bit. Teruya used this method to let Haru use the gun, thinking of making him shoot. That's the reason he went to the arsenal before anyone else. Having done everything he needed to do, Teruya quickly returned to his room and waited for Haru to come out of the room. Teruya was plumaged to enter the arsenal later on with Haru. However, as Teruya returns to his room and staying on watch of the hallway, he fell asleep due to accumulated fatigue. This was everything Teruya had influence on this case. Meanwhile, at that time, Haruhiko was probably having a lot of trouble thinking in his room. As we just heard, Haru was already planning to save someone dear to him at the cost of his own life. Originally, he felt responsible for running out of food, but the discovery of the treasure was triggered to start his life-threatening plan. As the situation gets more and more extreme, Haruhiko feels like he can't wait any longer and begins acting. He decides to meet with the person who was chosen as the culprit for his case. At this time, whether Haruhiko saw Teruya's notes or not is uncertain, but it's very likely he didn't pay attention to it in the first place, because he was immersed in his own thoughts. Haruhiko's plan was also a plan that took place in the arsenal, but if he saw the note calling him into the arsenal, he wouldn't have headed there in the first place. Either by luck or misfortune, if Teruya hadn't fallen asleep, a fairly complicated mess would have unfolded. After a while, Haruhiko safely met the culprit. Until then, the culprit hadn't even realized the true purpose of this case. Haruhiko asked the culprit to quietly follow them into the arsenal. They went to the arsenal side by side. One may have thought no one would know, but in fact, all of the actions that Teruya and these two were doing while walking around the corridor up to this point were being seen by Kurokawa. She wasn't sleeping from the very start and was keeping watch in the hallway. In actuality, it was Kurokawa that upped most of the weight in the solving the mystery of this case. Because Teruya went to sleep, the killer and Haru entered the arsenal without anyone's interference. Only then Haruhiko, who was alone with the culprit, confessed his feelings for them. I think it went this way. Someone was going to do the murder and asked them to kill themselves before that to save everyone. This is what they asked the culprit to do. Once they accepted, the culprit would also be executed for committing a murder. It was certain death, so Haruhiko didn't want to force them into making such a difficult task, but the culprit did not hesitate to respond to Haru's proposal. However, the culprit refused to kill Haruhiko himself. Conversely, they told Haru to kill them instead. Haruhiko did not want to kill the culprit, as the culprit did want not to kill him, and they kept arguing to each other in vain for a while. Haruhiko, who felt there would be no end after going like this, excuse me for yawning, it came out of nowhere, but I couldn't stop it. Oh, that was annoying. Sorry about that. Was determined to make a fair suggestion to both sides and asked a decision to shoot each other at the same time, just like a game in a Western movie. In the worst case scenario, both could have been shot and died by each other's hands. It didn't violate the two goals of saving the others, so the culprit agreed with the proposal and began preparing. The culprit and Haruhiko were choosing a gun for each other, and we heard that Haruhiko was in the corner of the room. It was probably to manipulate the magazine with the bullets at his face. We all know what the consequence of this. Indeed, Haruhiko did the same thing Teruya did earlier. It was loaded with a non-standard bullets. Though Haruhiko did the same thing as Teruya, I'm not exactly sure whether it was coincident or not. Maybe it was because Haruhiko had a lot of interest in firearms from the beginning, so I think he accidentally came up with that method by pure chance? Either way, there is only one reason Haruhiko did this. He didn't want to shoot the culprit. The two of them, ready to go, stand a few steps away, then pointed their guns at each other after turning around. But even though the culprit sincerely tried to shoot Haruhiko, he was going to lose to them from the very beginning. Nice eyes. And so as Haruhiko intended, his hand was destroyed and he was shot by the culprit at the same time. The culprit who couldn't understand the situation ran to Haruhiko. Then Haru told them the truth. It wasn't us that Haru really wanted to save, it was the culprit themselves. Although Haruhiko was dying, he was hoping that the culprit would survive. And he said he would do the rest to save them, since he still was willing to do one last act. The culprit wasn't convinced, but soon they decided to accept Haruhiko's last request, and left Haru to do the job once they got out of the arsenal. Of course, the trail of this was also being monitored by Kurokawa. After confirming that the culprit was safely gone, Haruhiko began the final cleanup by keeping his short life as much as he could. First, Haruhiko picked up the flash of the smoke release from the arsenal. And likewise, put a wooden plank inside the arsenal door between the handles, and then put the flash of smoke release on top of it. This could only be done by the people inside, and thanks to that, there was a lot of difficulty when we tried to reason it out. The plank served to make the door to be forced open while being crushed, causing the grenades on top to naturally fall on the floor and activate. Subsequently, Haruhiko started messing around in the arsenal to make it look like the culprit did it, although it didn't connect to anything. And as a result of repeating a series of processes of blocking the door and cluttering the interior, Haruhiko's bloodstains were all over the place inside the arsenal, creating an unnatural bloodstain like a bath of blood. Bath. Haru, who finished everything just before his life ends, reached to his feelings of satisfaction, because he was able to save someone they cherished. But in the end, later in the trial, the culprit confessed by their own will. However, we weren't able to know that it was Haruhiko who planned all of this. Dawn. All of this happened at dawn, and later in the morning, Teruya and I broke into the arsenal and Haruhiko's body was found. In fact, in this case, the person who would be called the culprit was close to Haruhiko, and the culprit who just lost his life was the victim himself, who actually finished his trick. But in the end, Haruhiko wanted to save the culprit, even at the cost of his life. The culprit of this incident, the identity of the killer who Haruhiko cherished and wanted them to live so much. Why are you posing like that? Satsuki Iranami, it was you. Perfect. Indeed, Maida has a good reasoning, but maybe you have a talent for organizing cases too. I'm not happy at all. Satsuki Iranami. Satsuki-chan. Why is the mood so sad? I didn't go out to see you like this. Satsuki. You always been like that. You're a strong girl. Much stronger than me. Is that a compliment? I don't know if it's strength or not, but even at times like these, it's my goal to be happy even in the worst atmosphere. Well then, my dead reason is over now. Shall we get to the voting time? Satsuki, can you really do that? To just die and not being scared? I don't wanna die, of course I'm scared. But it's already gone water. What else can I do but accept it? At least not all of you will die, because you can all live by sacrificing only one. I'm satisfied with that. Let it be known, I really like this clown. For no reason, I don't know. I really like the clown. Hey, Miss Iranami, why do you keep trying to go ahead of the trial here? I'm the host. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It seems like you guys he reached a conclusion. And that's all. Now you guys, vote with the switch in front of your hands. Who will be the chosen as the Blackens? And your answer will be the correct answer or the wrong one. Now then, what's it gonna be? I've been with my hands in my armpits for a really long time, and just now I noticed that I don't smell like used armpits because I took a bath before going to here, but like I just noticed that I didn't put any deodorant, so like it just smell like armpits. My hands, like I'm drinking a water bottle in my hands that smell like armpits really close to my face. It's kind of disgusting. The vote ended and yeah. The culprit of this case and the Blackened is the identity of the Blackened who killed Kobashi-kun was Miss Satsuki Iranami. You guys were right, congratulations. Actually, what is with this case? A murder case that is not a murder. If I knew it would be like this, I would have made the rules more truly. I just noticed that I just gave Satsuki's voice to Monokuma. Hey, isn't it already too late? More or less. Hey everyone, are you guys doing it badly? As the person in charge of this party, can't you please be a little brighter? There is no way I can be happy. Sasuke-chan's going to die now. Cause it's painful. Sasuke worked so hard for us, throwing her own life. You couldn't do anything, even after reaching this point. You're wrong. It's not that you can't do anything. Satsuki? Yuki, didn't I told you before? Hope is not to be found, but to be created. You know why I decided to save you all by sacrificing myself? Because that was my own way of creating hope. Do you mean if I survived by myself, it would have been meaningless to live in a world where there is no fun and no Kobazin around? And more than anything, my power to defeat that guy is not enough. Oh? I'm smiling right now, but I'm more angry than anyone inside. I hate the mastermind, don't you guys? You're being treated like this because of that big dummy. If it wasn't for him, Kobashi wouldn't have died. Maki died, Higa died, Tomori died, Hatono died. Yamaguchi wouldn't have died. Inori wouldn't have died, or Uehara either. That we know that, but even if we don't say it, if it wasn't for Monokuma's influence, we wouldn't have entered Hope's Peak safely and have a pleasant school life. That's right. Although more than half of our friends have already died. I want to defeat Monokuma no matter what happens. I want to punish it. I want to smash it. Hey, why are you saying all that stuff in front of someone else's face? So, I'll bet my own hope on all of you. On us? I never wanted much. I'll be leaving this world soon. I just have one thing. No, wait. Please promise me two things. 1. Be sure to survive, for Kobazin and me. 2. That Monokuma guy. Please give it a good beating to that mastermind. Full paid revenge. Sasuke-chan. This is bad, really bad. You dare agite the students as you want in front of me. The headmaster of the school, even insulted me in my presence. Annoying. Anyways, Miss Iranami was chosen to be blackened, so she's to be punished in the end. You won't make fun of me anymore when I'm done with you. In that regard, I have prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate clown Satsuki Hiranami for your crying. Come and give me your best shot. I'm not afraid of anything like you. My friends will definitely kick your sorry butt. I'm just gave up on making a voice. I'm too agitated. Wait, Satsuki, you don't need to be executed. I'd rather die. It's my fault too. I'm a sinner too. It was me who tried to commit a murder. I'm supposed to die. You too incompetent to kill anyone, you idiots. I just continue. Monokuma, execute me. Sasuke has done nothing wrong. Now then, let's go. A very hard pounding punish. Monokuma, hold a minute. Time. What? Jeez, you're tipsy. Way to ruin my mood. Let me say my friends a few last words. Teruya? Didn't someone tell you? No one is bad. Monokuma is the bad thing here. Everything is because of that thing. If Teruya keeps feeling guilty, then try harder to catch the mastermind. You don't need to be sorry at all. But if you die make an atonement, then that's the end. Satsuki. And for you, Taira. Taira is strong. You have a very strong heart to overcome Ayami's death. Please keep supporting everyone like you always do. Okay. Thank you, Satsuki-chan. Thank you. As this Mekaru. This is the first time I see Mekaru act so surprised. I don't know what makes her so surprised about, but as long as Kinju is in that shape, everyone needs a genius like Mekaru. I know this is kind of an unreasonable request, but please try to cooperate with everyone and find the mastermind who brought this terrible misfortune on all of his victims. And Kurokawa. Stop! Shut up! Who said I was waiting you for a long speech? Don't say anything disgusting with the smell of hope. Punishment time begins. Huh? That's too much. Even the villains found out we're supposed to wait for them. Let's go hard. Punishment time. Kurokawa Maida, I didn't get to say anything to you guys, but I'll leave the rest to you. Oh, one more thing, I almost forgot. Kawazine, I love you! That was disgusting. I'm gonna explain because there may be a few people that don't know about that toy. It is a toy where there is a barrel with a little pirate inside the barrel. And then you start literally just poking knives on the openings on the barrel until the pirate pops out of the barrel. And the one that makes the pirate pop loses. So basically what happens was exactly that. She got stabbed with a bunch of real knives until she popped out, and then she probably hit something and her head got crushed. With raw blunt force trauma. Yeah, it was very gruesome. Yeah, that's either number 1 or 2. I like that one. Hoo. They never look like that trying to play a hopeless game. Adios, funny red-nosed lady. Sasuke-chan, no. Damn it. Damn it. Why do you think? Sad, right? Desperate, isn't it? What a lame hope. You guys won't be able to do a thing before you punish me. No, it isn't. Asta, Maida? Who says I'm desperate? I don't like that at all, right? Maida-kun? Of course, I'm really sad that Sasuke died. But we have fully inherited Sasuke's will. He won't stop us anymore. After I came to Hope's Peak Academy, I'm more full of fighting spirit than ever. Monokuma! Did you suddenly take your medicine? There's nothing scary about burning raw spirit alone, though. He's not alone. Mekaru. From this moment on, I will retract my previous solo actions. I'll cooperate. To put Monokuma into the trash. Oh my god, Mekaru-chan, what kind of change is this? Don't be mistaken, I'm not trying to play friends here. I know I'll adapt. Because of that, I have to pay it off. Why is Mekaru suddenly doing this again? This Mekaru just needs to do as well as before. Walking around and having fun. Why should you care about Miss Iranami? Shut the hell up. Iranami Satsuki is a human being that deserves respect. Ooh. I've seen this for the first time, even since I was born in this world. To be able to give up one's life so purely for others. That is what I would call true hope. It was a life that guy tried to save anyways. I'm fed up with murder games that are not fun. Murder games that are getting boring. Doesn't that seem like the perfect time to beat you down? Monokuma. No, rather, the mastermind controlling you from the shadows. Huh? No matter what you try, you can't do anything. It's already beyond your own grasp. No. It was you who kept us in the ballroom. We made up our minds. Right before they died. You will run out of ideas. We already know a lot more about you than you can imagine. Now, it is you who's cornered. Well, I don't know, but everyone is working hard. So I will too. I'll do my share for Haruhiko's sake. Me too. We'll definitely get you, Monokuma. I'll avenge my friends who have died so far. What is this, guys? Rather than despair, they're burning with fight alone. You guys are bluffing. You can't do anything anyways. You'll find out soon that you're only left with despair. And so the fourth class trial ended. The fourth cryo ended. That's fine. We lost two of our friends, Haruhiko and Satsuki, who couldn't be exchanged for anything. Remember when I said I needed energy enough to go through 3 hours of speaking and then a hard crash after that? I'm feeling the hard crash, Jesus. And it's been 3 hours, a little bit more. The will that the two gave us was definitely engraved in our very souls. We're not afraid. A step by step from now on will be a big leap towards true hope. Kinjo? Kinjo! Can you hear me? Answer me if you're awake. Immediately after leaving the courtroom, Mekaru, who finally offered to cooperate with us, disappeared before we could call her. Everyone except for Mekaru went to check on Kinjo's condition. However, Kinjo was silent. We had no choice but to go back to each of our rooms with a little cluttered feeling. What? Who is it? Is it morning? It's not even 7 AM. Hey, come on already, Maida. Wait a minute. Why did you take so long to answer? Was it because you fed information to the mastermind? Mekaru? What? That's a moody expression you got. Well, no, I was just Mekaru come to my room. I wonder if the sky is gonna divide in two now. It can be helped. As I mentioned yesterday, I decided to cooperate with you in order to defeat the masterminds. I know that, but why did you suddenly change your mind? I told you, I'm going to follow Iranami's idea. Hathorn was a great person, but Iranami is more than that. Just because she's a human who can... As if, don't make me say useless things. You're always drawn in every story, aren't you? Sorry. Also, now you call me by my name now. So? Are you dissatisfied? Want to be called incompetent for the rest of your life? No, of course not. It's better to be called by my own name. It was a bit embarrassing to be nicknamed incompetent. Though, it was accurate. I haven't admitted yet. I don't want to be friends, but I want to have the least courtesy as long as I have decided to cooperate. Mekaru tends to be weird like this. Usually she looks down on us and ignores us, but she doesn't do it recklessly. She admits something that can be admitted whenever necessary. Stop talking about nonsense. Come to my room right now. Who? What? Mekaru's room? What are we doing today? He's suddenly asking for that. I don't care if you got feelings for me, so shut up and follow me. I'm getting tired already. Oh, everyone is here. God damn it. Oh, she has a teddy bear. I gave her that. I gave her 3 of those. And then she gave me her panties. Alright, Chan, did you bring Maida-kun? Maida? Otori on Kurokawa too. Hey, don't do that shit show. How many times have I repeated you're not my friends? Everyone, what happened? Looks like Mekaru came out of her room at dawn and called us one by one. Teruya, those goggles. This one, it was Haru's. It was left in the dressing room. I brought it. It is an atonement for myself, and also my own commitment to continue Haru's will. We need to move forward. That's right, the efforts of Kabashikawa-kun and Satsuki-chan. We shall never forget. The will of our friends who have died so far, but we can't just be sad anymore. Now is the time for us to fight back. Bit by bit. Very little, but something is starting to change and starts to move. Our hope is not to find it, but to create it. Only this word stuck in my mind. So, why did you call us? This is an operational meeting. As long as you have decided to cooperate, everyone here will beat up Monokuma and together we shall escape. Rei-chan, being an ally makes you feel so reliable now. Everyone here. Wait, what do we do about Kinjo? When I look at that guy, he's a statue. Doesn't respond to anything, and I don't even know if they will ever wake up. But, even if he wakes up, I'm not certain if they will ever recover. Then, of course, if you're having, you should be comfortable, but throw away your lingering regrets. We have no choice but to strike out. Because I felt the fighting spirit from you, I chose to cooperate. Mekaru, staying on Apron until now, have you found something? A lot of pile of things. Okay? Those of you who have not found anything are more curious. First off, wait a minute. There can be a surveillance camera here too. Are you okay with that? Are you an idiot? Of course I know. That's why I called you into my own room. My room is the only one that can jam the surveillance cameras. Put it simply, it's instant jamming. Instant jamming? Otori-kun, do you know what she's saying? Not at all. In short, my room is safe. The words here will not be leaked to the mastermind or our appearance is not visible. Really? Amazing. How'd you do it? Power room, audiovisual room. And I assembled some useful parts from the warehouse. That's how I made it. It's only a temporary measure, so even if it's not perfect, it'll be safe. Makaru, you just didn't spend time alone. Of course not. You better thank me for inviting you. So, the first goal is to find out the identity of the mastermind. Of course, that is the most important thing. Before that, let's look at the preconditions. Preconditions? Why did we get involved in this division? I mean, that's the biggest mystery. Why did Hope Speak Academy become this? Why doesn't anyone came to save us? But that's the first thing we said with the others, right? At that time, they were both Kinjo and Makaru, but no conclusion was made. Now, unlike then, there is one fight I do know. At first, I thought it was an hypothesis, because it was nonsense, but I was convinced after yesterday. Makaru, you don't mean? Yes. It's a fact that a considerable amount of time has already passed since we entered the school. And the truth is, we don't remember it. Mikako-chan? Also, I knew you'd react when I talked about this, Mikako Kurokawa. What? What's this all of a sudden? I'm obviously deeply grateful to Satsuki, and thanks to her I was told to cooperate in order to punish the masterminds. But before that, there's a traitor we must catch. Mikako Kurokawa, you know something. Honestly, I'm dubious about your true nature. Tell me everything you know. If you can't, then I'll consider you the mastermind side. No way this is true. This is nonsense, right? No. Trust me, If you're innocent, tell me the facts that you know. You do know that there is not only one or two suspicious actions you've done so far, right? Why did you shut down your mouth? Are there any circumstances that you can tell us? Makaru, don't do that too much. Kurokawa has to calm down before. Hello everyone, it is 7 AM. It's wake up time. Let's have a lively one today too. Morning announcements. So it is 7 AM. It's not a problem right now. Alright, I almost forgot. I don't know if everyone had a good night, but I want everyone to please go to the gym. I have some great news to inform you. See you soon. What? I'll leave the story for later. But just so you know, I won't move on this time. Mikako Kurokawa. What's the great news? It's only been a day since the trial was over, and suddenly we just have to go. We have no choice. Makaru and Kurokawa. The air that seemed to flow smoothly got tense in an instant. In this tense mood, Monokuma shows up to add even more anxiety. We all go to the gym as Monokuma said, without considering the unpleasantness. There was a reality waiting for us that we could not imagine. Where is Kinjo? The first thing we knew as soon as we entered the gym was that Kinjo didn't come. If Monokuma didn't say anything, it only means he still fainted. But that fact is so casually forgotten because a more shocking scene unfolded in the gym. Huh? Oh, a guy. The fuck? Everyone is here! The class trial went yesterday, but I'm sorry for calling against the ceremony. But no matter what, there were things I had to tell you. It's a bit early, but it's a bit early, but I'll announce the motive. A surprise motive event. Introducing the transfer student. This time a transfer to Hope Speak Academy. The well, yeah, I know, but what? Kisaragi? Nonsense. Yamato ni. A suspicious figure has suddenly appeared as a transfer student. Let me clap, hold on. He asked for that. With his appearance, the situation began to unfold like a roller coaster. What? Does it go up to 7? It does. Huh. They killed the clown. I did say the clown was gonna die, but and Teruya is still alive. God damn it. You want to save the game to Nayaz, I'm going to sleep. Okay. Whoa! Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. What is... No, no, not this one. Well, that's a problem. That is... Okay, it's not a problem. Let me say this. And close the game. Shut up. There is something about a fix on the... I don't know if it's on the Reddit. I don't know if it is on the official... Is it Icho? There is an official post. Like I use on the description, I use the Reddit because the Reddit is a little bit more direct on the downloads and stuff. So, but that is an official Reddit. Oh, Reddit Icho, that is an official page. That is where there is the translation notes and stuff like that. And in there says that there is a fix in case something like this happens. I skipped chapter 5. But it doesn't happen with everyone. And if it does happen, I think you lose some of your shit. I don't want to lose my shit more than I do naturally, so I really hope this couldn't happen, but it did. So who knows what's gonna happen now. But now this is a good segment for because what I'm planning on doing, the next stream, it is not going to be Danganronpa another. Next stream it is going to be just like a little Christmas thing that I want to do. Especially the Christmas thing. I've been saying this for every stream until it happens. It is the last stream before it happens that I'm gonna say it. My reason for that is because, following my current schedule, the third stream of this week would have been on a Saturday, and Saturday is Christmas Eve. For obvious reasons, I'm not gonna be able to stream on Saturday. If I begin the 5th chapter on the next stream, that is going to be a 4-day hiatus. Unlike the usual like 2-day hiatus before I finish the chapter, but like... Also, by the end of this week, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but then I noticed that I actually messed up the scheduling on the videos. Yomawari is gonna finish, finally, showing up on the channel, the last video. This Friday, the last video of Yomawari. Today came out, what was it? The Port Festival on the Watchful Sky? Yes, what's that one? Then tomorrow starts the end game sequence. Yeah, tomorrow starts the end game sequence of Yomawari. Next 2 videos, just the ending. But after that, I don't have any other videos to post on the channel. I'm gonna be free to do live streams anytime I want. Because I didn't want to do a live stream on the same day that I had a video coming out. That was my why I'm following this schedule, like Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. We're starting next week. If I don't decide I'm gonna go like, oh, it's like almost New Year's and just gonna sit in my room and do nothing. So gonna talk to the family and just plan for the New Year's or something. I don't know if someone's gonna go travel somewhere, go to the beach, watch the fireworks, or just stay home. I don't know. No one has money. But if I decided to stream, I can do it any day I want. I can even do one day after another. If I decided I'm gonna stream from Monday to Friday just to finish the game in a single swoop, day after day after day, I'm gonna die. But I can do it. That's not the point. Next stream is gonna be Christmas special. I hope I have enough creativity to do a cool little thumbnail for YouTube. And that's about it. Goodbye. Good night. Don't let the bad bugs bite.